Friday, you bastard.
You asshole.
Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Iraq's a crappy little country. Smells like the mustache on his face. Just get rid of that. You're in drinking chubby and blow up the whole goddamn place. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker.
Yes.
Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. What time? Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker. Saddam Hussein's a motherfucker.
You asshole.
901 at 560 WQM. Happy Friday to you. We're going to try to be happy on this show, although we seem to have some unhappy campers around the, not necessarily in the building. You know what I mean?
Not at the moment.
Out on location. Real major blow-up this morning is what we're hearing about through the grapevine, through the QAM, would we call
grapevine?
it? The grapevine.
You asshole.
Oh, calm down now, you silly old man. Yeah, just when you thought that he didn't have anybody left to get into a big blow-up with, so to speak, at the radio station. Poor little Doreen. Doreen that goes out there on all these events like the remotes at Doral and caters everybody's whims and brings them food, the stuff that she doesn't eat, and whatever else. And evidently, Moe and Doreen had a big blow-up this morning out there, which was ear-witnessed by many, by thousands. I don't know how, but cut back to us through the old QAM grapevine.
Magic.
You asshole.
Yeah. Every name in the book, 4-letter words. You've been kissing Fat Hank's ass all week long. Why don't you go see him? Stuff like that, you know. Come on, Mo. Just because Barry Jackson wrote that column in the Herald this morning, which we will read and comment on in its entirety, just because of that, don't get all surly again now.
You asshole.
Don't be taking it on poor fat Doreen.
You asshole.
So we're trying to figure out, how come I'm hearing like a little echo this morning? Is that just my imagination, or is that, what is that?
I don't know. My mic's on.
Huh?
But
no, I'm not talking about that here. Just a little, I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe we should have this reverberating from coast to coast. Then we can all forget about that depressing, contrived press conference last night. That was pretty depressing. I don't want to discuss it. I just saw his puss on the channel, and I changed the channel real quick. Anyway, before we get into Moe and Doreen.
You asshole.
And Barry Jackson.
You asshole.
And Greg Reed.
You asshole.
Anyway, Florida mayor warns Girls Gone Wildcast not to encourage flashing. Did you see this story?
Yeah.
Panama City. And wasn't I just talking the other day about the beautiful, pristine beaches in Panama City?
Sure were. And what a
about all the born-again Christians. That's one of their favorite
right.
stopping-off places. They have they hold their meat there. Each other's. The mayor of America's spring break capital wants nothing to do with wild girls. That's America's spring break capital now?
I didn't get the memo.
That's what it says here.
That's where one of those Girls Gone Wild videos is made, and it looked like it was pretty happening.
Oh.
Not no more. It ain't gonna happen again.
The creators of the Girls Gone Wild videos are planning a live pay-per-view broadcast next Thursday from an undisclosed spring break destination. In the videos, college-age women bare their breasts while partying.
Oh!
The Girls Gone Wild production crew and tour bus recently arrived in Panama City Beach, Florida. That's prompted police and the sheriff's office to be on alert, with officers on the lookout for public nudity, lewd acts, and disorderly conduct. Mayor Lee Sullivan, former police chief himself, warns the girls that if they go wild in his town, they'll go to jail along with the crew. How do you like that?
I don't.
Mayor Lee Sullivan.
You asshole.
What the hell's wrong with you, man? That's what's going to bring everybody out there. The guys and the girls and those who aren't decided, they're all going to be out there just foaming at the mouth.
You asshole.
What's wrong with you, Lee?
And they show a lot more than their breasts.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, they do. Girls Gone Wild is right, and it's not just flashing, so.
Oh, and speaking of body parts, Oprah's back on top. Well, that's just a play on words. That's what it says in the Herald, along with that Barry Jackass column about the big QAM milestone with Mo Howard David's 1-year anniversary coming up. I noticed nobody wrote anything about my 27th anniversary on the air in town. That wasn't important news.
Who the hell are you?
Small potatoes, I guess.
I haven't seen you lately.
Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind. But Mo Howard David, he's got his big 1-year anniversary coming up, and it's got a whole big caustic column here today, which I sure hope nobody missed, but just in case they did, we'll get into it in great depth and detail. Boy, he and Doreen really
You asshole.
went at it from what we're hearing. All kinds of caustic comments about Fat Hank that he... See, when you open up a big mouth, Mo, and everybody's listening, he doesn't understand that. He still doesn't get it. Didn't I, even in the midst of all of our stuff going back and forth, didn't I at least have the decency to warn him about spies who listen in on cue? Even when he's in his studio there, they can listen to whatever they're talking about on cue and then babble it out to everybody in the world. They babble on, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't get it. And so he always, I guess, when his microphone is open, even if it's only like off the air in that kind of position, like out on a remote, he doesn't understand that thousands of people may be monitoring his verbal harangues and hysteria.
Right.
Like this morning when he looked at Doreen and said,
You asshole.
That fucking bitch.
Oh, man. We understand it was pretty hostile and nasty, and then comments about Fat Hank. That's unacceptable, okay? What's wrong with you, man? Picking on my paisan Hank.
Funny.
He's a good one to talk about people being fat. That would be like my calling people fat, okay? Right?
Right.
Like that big
you would
fat
never.
Oprah bitch. I never do that. I never pick on Doreen either. See, when I do it, they understand it's the show. Everybody else understands that except Mo. That's the show. That's what they pay me to do. But when he does it, it's like personal and vicious and hateful. That's the difference. And mean-spirited, because you're dealing mainly with a prick is what you're dealing with. Anyway, our poll yesterday, before we get into all of that stuff, what celebrity death during your lifetime had the greatest impact on you? Not even a contest. John Lennon just blows away the competition. Is that incredible? I mean, I knew he'd probably win, but
Sure.
just destroying, burying everybody else, if I can say that. Can I say that?
No.
John Lennon, 270 votes. This is out of over 1,300. Quite a response again here, huh? Dale Earnhardt, 93. Oh, boy. Dale Earnhardt, old number 3. 93 votes, which indicates that I was wrong. We do have plenty of yahoos out there, plenty of nose pickers, plenty of pickup truck drivers,
Right.
plenty of real connoisseurs of great sport. Dale Earnhardt, 93. I still don't get it. Tupac, 83. Do you believe that?
No.
Well, Elvis, 71. Phil Hartman, 68. John Belushi, 57. Kurt Cobain, 56. Princess Di, 47. Chris Farley. Ever see a princess die?
Once.
Chris Farley, 42. Jerry Garcia, 30. Mr. Rogers, 30. Fred Rogers just died just days ago. JFK Jr., 29. Payne Stewart, 27. And again, we have great difficulty on this show believing that. Not because we're not into golf so much, but probably because we're not into golf so much on this show.
Yeah.
We have a lot of trouble believing that anybody would say Payne Stewart.
We're just out of time.
I just want Peter Alice to know that all of us American golfers on the Ryder Cup team, we are Chinese too. Thank you very much.
Not anymore, you're not. John Candy, 27. Bob Marley, 26. John Wayne, 25. The Duke. Our kind of guy, wasn't he? No. Thurman Munson, 23. That's surprising to me. I guess we had a lot of Yankee fans out there. Maybe Joe Costello voted multiple times. Frank Zappa. How's Joe Pepitone doing, by the way? Anybody seen him lately? Joe Collins, Bill Skowron, Andy Carey.
Who?
Frank Zappa had 23 and Stevie Ray Vaughan 23, so they were tied with Thurman Munson. Bruce Lee had 20. Roberto Clemente, 18, and Carol O'Connor had 18. George Harrison and Walter Payton each had 16. I'm embarrassed that I forgot that Walter Payton died. Walter Payton was so great and such a good guy, too. Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls had 15. Jim Morrison only had 12. And Sam Kinison had a dozen. Isn't that a little shocking to you that Jim Morrison had only 12 when Dale Earnhardt had 93? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's this place.
Freddie Mercury and Selena each had 11. Jackie Gleason had 10. Which is amazing because Milton Berle only had 1. Well, Milton Berle wasn't associated with South Florida, I guess. Isn't that must be it?
Sure, why not?
Well, plus Uncle Milty was he was 150 years old, number
Right.
1, and number 2, he was out of sight, out of mind for so long, you know. Although he did have a very big penis. They had trouble closing the casket. Jackie Gleason and Jim Henson each had 10. Harry Carey 9. Gilda Radner 9. We loved Gilda Radner. She was just so great. Tim Horton had 8. Must have had some Canadian, some Leaf fans. Oh, sorry about last night again, by the way. They just lose every day now. Marvin Gaye had 8. Marvin Gaye only had 8? That's your influence again.
Yeah, sure.
Wolfman Jack had 8. Roy Orbison misspelled on there. Only one S in Roy Orbison. Eric. That must be Carlos's screw up. 6. Morris Gibb had only 5, and Jim Croce had 5. Aren't you amazed Morris Gibb had only 5? It just happened a few weeks ago.
No, and he was local.
Yeah.
They had lots of hits.
Rock Hudson had 4. Arthur Ashe, Lucille Ball, Rick Nelson had 4. Lucy had only 4. Oh. Audrey Hepburn, Sherry Lewis, and Brandon Lee each had 3. Jack Buck had a pair. Uncle Milty and Michael Langdon had 1, and Freddie Prinze didn't have any, which is why he blew his brains out. Nobody loved him. Huh? Well, somebody called him in, but that was the guy who called in 3 different names. Remember that?
Right.
So I guess the other 2 he was more broken up about when they kicked the bucket than poor Freddie Prinze. Now, what's his son's name?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it's hard to remember.
Just a joke. I like Freddie Prinze Jr., although he could use another meal or 2, you know what?
And
he could use another, like a sandwich would be good. Oh, and speaking of eating another meal, I just emailed. It's the first time in my life anything ever pissed me off enough to email like a network.
Yeah.
CNN, they certainly not news network. That asshole, that Dr. Gupta they got on every day, Dr. Guppy.
Gupta.
Yeah, he's on there this morning talking about the blood sugar and maintaining insulin levels and weight and all this other crap, and about breakfast and about how people who eat breakfast do so much better with their sugar levels and keeping them, And of course, I never eat breakfast. I've never been a breakfast eater. So then he puts on a list of the foods that he recommends for breakfast and the things that are bad. Dr. Atkins must be having a fart attack. He says bad things are like eggs and bacon, which of course Dr. Atkins recommends, and you can debate that. But he says the good things are like pancakes and waffles.
Oh my God.
Which are pure sugar once they go into your body. They're pure starch, pure refined carbohydrate. In addition to which, what do you put on pancakes and waffles? Syrup. Which is pure sugar. And this guy's on international TV on there. I just sent him a hostile email saying, nice job of killing the people. Who needs Bin Laden when we got Dr. Gupta on CNN? Certainly not news. You asshole. Nice going. Let him have it, Mo. You asshole, you. And the public watches that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go make some big plate of flapjacks right now.
Right. Big Belgian waffle.
Right. Some Aunt Jemima waffles and stuff. And just pour on my maple syrup.
Maybe he expects you to eat them dry.
Yeah. I got something he can eat dry. Jerk. 9:13 at 560 WQM. Hey, speaking of eating something really great, Emerald Coast. That's right. They don't have pancakes and waffles, but they have just about everything else. They got 3 locations for you. They're in Sunrise, North Miami Beach, and their newest location in Pembroke Pines. Start your mouth-watering feast at the Emerald Coast with any or all of 6 different soups. Dozens and dozens of succulent entrees. Not just Chinese stuff, but all kinds of other good stuff, too, and all kinds of shallots. Oriental surf and turf on the weekends. New York strip steak made to order at the Gourmet Center. That's a sizzling Asian grill with teriyaki steak, shrimp, chicken, seafood, and hand-carved prime rib. And at the Emerald Coast, you won't walk out of there with a headache like so many Chinese joints because they don't use any crap, no MSG, no cornstarch, and they cook all their fine cuisine only with cholesterol-free oils, Dr. Gupta. Their buffet features a full salad bar, new sushi bar, and fresh shrimp cocktail. And Emerald Coast's famous and very popular Lobster Fest is back, too, featuring lobster thermidors and lobster bisque. Bring a big appetite because if you have room for dessert, it's a real treat, too. They got at the dessert bar pies and cakes, pastries, ice cream with all your favorite toppings, and fresh fruit, even maybe having watermelon, too. Emerald Coast, you'll find them in Sunrise, Pine Island, and 44th Street. They're on Collins Avenue, just north of 163rd in North Miami Beach, which used to be a hell of a great place. And at the intersection of Flamingo and Pembroke Roads in Pembroke Pines. They accept reservations, takeout and delivery available as well. Check out their new Oriental Chicken Salad. Call 954-572-3822. 954-572-3822. Take the whole gang this weekend for a delicious, gigantic feast of great fresh goodies at the Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Tarnished with the sewer of this place.
See you tomorrow, Howard.
Oh, yeah, you too, Gildy. Have a good day in paradise, okay? Yeah, get lost, you punk, you bottom.
Hey, you Howard, David.
Yeah, that's right. Star of stage screen in paradise. Say, you look like Wilt Chamberlain.
That's 'cause I is Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, but you're dead.
So are you.
Hey,
now get behind the car.
What for? Well, why?
I said get moved.
What do you require?
Get back behind the car.
Hey, get your hands off the merchandise.
Scream all you want.
Okay,
No one's
all
gonna
right,
hear.
all right.
No one but the smokers down here in the garage.
Okay, what do you require of me?
I require you drop your pants. Now.
Well, now, see here.
Right now.
Okay,
I want those pants
Drop
dropped
them
down there.
Hey, you like it?
Now bend over.
Oh, okay, on the trunk here. Is that nice?
I said bend over now.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Now, Now squeal like a pig. Squeal like a pig.
Okay.
That's it. Squeal! Keep squealing.
Say, that's kind of nice.
That's it. I gotta run.
Hey, where you going? Don't I get a dinner?
Will Chamberlain, he raped Howard.
Will Chamberlain rape me?
Okay, we just heard that. 918 at 560 WQM. So I just got my response from CNN.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to submit your comments on the top stories of the day on CNN.com. It's very important to us to know what our viewers are feeling, and we value your response. This is how we're able to consider changes that will appeal to you, our valued viewer. Due to the volume of emails we receive, we do not personally respond to email, yada, yada, yada,
Of course.
and we'll pass it along and blow it out
Sure
your
they
ass. Yeah. So in other words, that's okay. I still feel better about having done it because I was so pissed off and fired up. You know, okay, I'm fat and I'm a failure and I'm diabetic and I just had a, whatever the hell it was.
Stroke.
Well, no, it was a pulmonary embolism, which causes like a little stroke. That's what I had.
All right.
A blood clot.
A bumper
clot. But anyway. No, but seriously, and so I'm not maybe the picture of health, but at least I've read a little bit something about it, and if I could do all the right things, I'd probably look just like, John Wayne when he was alive. But the fact of the matter is they put this irresponsible crap on the air, and there are millions of these gullible people out there, including those lifeless, desperate shut-ins that you're always talking about. They're sitting there watching this crap, and they believe it. Oh, yeah, have a big plate of pancakes with syrup on there. That'll get your blood sugar nice and level out. Yeah, at about 500. That'll keep it up there all day. Even better than Viagra keeping it up. Oh, don't forget, this Sunday is the first episode on 60 Minutes.
The first episode?
Bubba and Bob Dole.
Oh, that.
What's wrong with you?
You asshole!
Get with it.
I was going to say. What, were
God.
they in repeats?
Huh? They probably will be. So, Clinton's getting $100,000 an episode.
Yeah.
Do you see how much Dole's getting?
$8.
Yeah. Just a little bit of a different. Well, Bubba's the big guy.
Right.
He's just the banana, Bob Dole. Just the limp banana. So anyway, here's this story, and according to Muff, it was written by Barry Jackass, but it doesn't have a byline in it, at least not on the website.
It's confirmed, by the way.
It is Barry Jackass?
Yes.
It figures because Greg is quoted widely through here. It says, David and WQAM milestone, morning show at 1 year mark, writes Barry Jackass. Next week, Dolphins radio announcer Howard David marks the 1 year anniversary of his ballyhoo debut as the main host of WQAM's morning show.
You asshole!
So how has it gone? ? Both sides seem somewhat disappointed, but for different reasons. David is disappointed in the lack of support he's received, and WQAM management is less than thrilled with the ratings and certain aspects of the program. Now here comes a paragraph that you ought to listen to very, very carefully. That's my personal advice. Got it?
Got it. I'm listening.
I've had concerns about the daily quality of the show, the lack of humor, and the lack of invigorating sports talk. WQM General Manager Greg Reed said, I thought invigorating sports talk is an oxymoron. He goes on to say, I still have the same concerns. We're going to try to do some things to spruce it up. Like adding a third person alongside David and Steve Goldstein, ? Didn't they already have a couple of third persons?
Yeah, a couple of third persons.
They had Carolyn in the beginning, and then Mo blew her out of there, and then they had the Beast in there, and he blew him off because he was unprofessional. It could be adding a person, it could be adding an element, Reed said. We will keep striving for the right formula. David said he hasn't heard discussion of adding a third host, but he's not opposed to anything that would make the show better. Like maybe leaving Mo? Oh.
Leaving Mo what?
David declined to respond to Reed's comments, but said he thinks he's done a good job 70% of the time, and we're working on the other 30%. On balance, he said, I'm satisfied with what's been done. And then here's a line. I guess Barry must have this. You know how they do it on the word processors, and they just have lines that they drop in repeatedly, like in copy?
Right.
This line is repeated verbatim from an earlier Barry Jackass column. Verbatim. But David could not have anticipated the bashing he's received from a few hosts on the station, particularly Neil Rogers.
Yeah, that's a hotkey on the word processor.
Right.
That's F6.
I was brought in to spearhead a morning program, and so far the gun I've been given hasn't been supplied with as much ammunition as I thought I would get as far as support, he said. Whatever the hell that means. Now here comes the best part to show even though he lashes out, what an equivocator he is. David declined to say whether he's referring to management or the critical host on the station, but he emphasized the sales staff has been supportive and called Goldstein a tremendous asset. Now that part about the sales staff surprises me because each and every one of them has come to me bellyaching about the fact that they can't sell his show for crap. But at any rate, I'm very demanding of myself, David said. In time, it'll be proven what we're doing is right. Steve and I are being asked to do the job of 3 people. I'm being asked to do the job of Joe Rose, a former Dolphin who's very popular, and Jeff DeForest, who has a pretty good following in this market. Well, see, I hate to break the news to you, Mo, but that's not quite accurate because those guys were on from 6 to 10. Back in the glory days of QAM when we were on from 10 to 2, which is where this show belongs, and Hank was on from 2 to 6, which is where he was doing great. They were doing 4 hours a day, not 3. In addition to which, he already had a third person in there twice, and he blew both of them out because they weren't up to his standards. See what I'm saying?
You asshole.
Reed says he has no regrets about firing the humorist DeForest, who pleaded guilty to paying kickbacks. DeForest would be a good addition, says Barry Jackass, but he says he's happy doing a 4 to 7 p.m. show at WDJA 850, a Palm Beach station which is boosting its signal to increase penetration into Miami-Dade County. Rose left the station to work exclusively for NBC6, says Barry. Rhymes with Mary. Asked if he's committed to David as a morning host long-term, Reed said nobody in the business has any assurances, but I'm committed to Howard for the time being. We need to work with him. Former program director Duff Lindsay and current program director Josh Darrow have sat in to give him direction. You hear that?
I heard it. I'm soaking it in.
They babysat to give him direction, to point him in the right direction, give him a compass and a roadmap, to straighten his old ass out. Reed said he was disappointed by the morning show's ratings in the fall, but encouraged by recent trends covering November through January. In the fall, the morning show had a yada, 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 blah, 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 3.2, down from a 4.9 the old team had. But among men age 18 and older, the show's ratings jumped from a 4.2 to a 4.9 in the past 3 months, good for a 6th in the market. Howard did very well, even beating Neil Rogers, Reed said. Ratings-wise, he's starting to perform better. We need to get decent ratings out of that day part. Even beating Neil Rogers. Of course, that was in one bizarre month, and Barry doesn't understand that. In January, 1 month.
We get the hour-by-hours on that.
Although Carl Foster and his co-host morning show ratings have risen on WRFX 940, David's program still has a sizable edge among all listeners 12 and over in the last book, a 2.7 to a 0.6. David is at no risk of losing his Dolphins play-by-play gig. Reed and the Dolphins were happy with his work. David said he enjoys play-by-play more than talk, but has no regrets about joining WQAM. I'm under contract for 2 more years for both jobs and plan on fulfilling that at least, he said. The best thing I've done, the most satisfying, is getting involved with the Reach for the Stars Foundation to benefit children with cystic fibrosis. Not that he would say anything self-serving or anything like that.
No.
You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You asshole.
So there it is, a big column here by Barry Jackass about Mo Howard David's 1-year anniversary. And our fearless leader don't sound too all that thrilled with the very weak numbers we've seen repeatedly over the last year. Not all that impressed by that fluke during the month of January that goosed up that last trend that nobody believes anyway. And now that he pissed off Doreen this morning by calling her all kinds of names.
You asshole.
I think he's made a clean sweep. Can you name me one person? I mean, I don't want to pick on Mo because we got lots of other stuff to do here. Huh? Do I want to pick on Mo?
Yes.
Oh. But seriously, I mean, you'd think that when you're working in a building with about, 50 to 100 people, wouldn't you say that's how many people we got?
We got about 100.
About 100. Wouldn't you think there'd be somebody who likes you? Somebody who would, stick up for you and say, hey, well, Mo's a pretty good guy and I like him and he's okay by me. Wouldn't you think that somebody would, Not anymore. Not anymore. I think maybe Doreen might have been the last, although I don't know what she would have said.
Well, how about Luann? Doesn't she still like his back?
No.
No. I can't name you one. And don't get me Gildy, because Gildy, the last couple of weeks, Gildy has been, in fact, I think that's why Gildy's got laryngitis. He's been squealing all over town so much the last few weeks about
What you gonna do and Mo and oh my God, he can't handle it anymore about
with all that stuff. So I think he's had his fill of being the appendage to his honor, to someone who wants everybody to get down and kiss his ass in his ring. And then there was also another great line that didn't get on the air this morning, but I think that the spies heard this line, which is one of the classics of all time. And that is that, I guess when he was, they were talking to him about the Barry Jackson article. His response is that during this year at QAM, everybody in the building has stuck it up his
Gang rape is funny.
butt.
Rectum.
How do you like that?
Yeah.
Or something to that effect. I may be paraphrasing slightly, but I think we're fairly accurate there.
We're going down the employee list, as a matter
See,
of fact.
anything bad that's happened to you, Mo, you brought it on yourself, whether it has to do with me, with George, with Hank, with Doreen, with anybody else in the building, the salespeople, with Greg, with Muff, with Clarence. You brought it on yourself. By being a silly, pompous old man, a humorless old man who wants everybody to genuflect and kiss your ass. Who's just incapable of functioning with other people. That's the problem. That's the bottom line with the Mo-Meister. Whether you like his show, whether you hate it, whether you love his play-by-play work, that's all irrelevant at this point. What is relevant is that here is a guy who is incapable of functioning in a setting with a bunch of other people. Can't do it. Can't do it. Now, when the Beast comes in to weigh in later, maybe he'd like to refute some of my comments, but I have my doubts, you know? And the Beast will be coming in around, what do you say, about 12:30? About 30?
About 30, man.
Yeah, to get weighed. Do his weigh-in for Balance for Life. And it's about time, you fat bastard, okay?
This is the Beast.
Yeah, this is the Fat Beast. And by the way, don't forget about his big promotion there on the QM website with the 6,000 rules on there. How'd you like to have $1 for every word that they've got in the rules on there for the Beast Gets Laid, hopefully, contest? Ain't gonna happen. Trust me. That'd be a good poll question, though. Who's gonna get laid first? And no, I even better one than that. Who's gonna have sex with a woman first? Listen, the Beast, Clarence, or Neil? Huh?
You win.
I think I got a shot. 28 past 9 at 560 WQM. Let me tell you about a great place for all you dog lovers, Bark Avenue Pet Resort in Hollywood. I think the Beast is barking up the wrong tree myself. Bark Avenue Pet Resort is the only all-natural pet resort in America, a beautiful 10,000 square foot facility that offers boarding, grooming, and daycare for your pets. Whether just for the day, and they're open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., overnight, or for several months even, your dog will enjoy the comforts of luxury with oversized tiled suites, with animal print beds, filtered smell-free air, cleaner than your house probably, purified water for drinking, bathing, and washing. Bark Avenue's top-notch groomers, Todd and Francesca, offer expert cuts on all breeds, and they use only pure chemical-free soaps and shampoos, so you can be really sure your pets are going to get pampered big time. At Bark Avenue, dogs aren't cooped up all day like in most places, and your dogs socialize according to their size in large play areas on soft agility mat flooring. And your dogs are always in the presence of a counselor while at play. Bark Avenue also offers feline boarding in their kitty condos area, hammocks included. If you want to take a look for yourself, log on to their website, www.barkavpetresort.com, and take a virtual tour that allows you to look in on your pet anytime when you board him there. Bark Ave Pet Resort is located at 1400 South Federal Highway. Call them at 954-925-BARK. Or log on to www.barkavpetresort.com. Bark Avenue Pet Resort, the vacation spot your pet will absolutely fall in love with. They might like it so much they don't want to come home.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Howard David's a bitch.
Administrations to be respected.
Administrations to be respected.
Very good. You may continue. No tricks.
You understand the Gestapo keeps track of everyone.
9:33 at 560 WQAM. Here's our poll for today. And I know we did this about a year ago, but I didn't do it right. Remember I talked about this the other day that I was in, I don't know, maybe in a bad mood that day or off my feet or whatever? Well, we didn't do it right. The one about who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies.
Okay.
Got it?
I got it.
And I just have a short list. And the main reason I want to do this is because I wanted to vote for Jordana Brewster.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I forgot what she looked like.
I just had you look on her on
I'm just kidding.
What an idiot, man. God, Mo is right about you. So I just made a real short list, and then they can add to it as we go along. I'm sure they will. Because this is the new meat and potatoes of this program.
Pole building.
Right, pole building. Let's build a pole. Grace Kelly, Marilyn Monroe, Jordana Brewster, Elizabeth Taylor. Jordana Brewster, by the way, used to be on, our audience isn't going to know that because we have an almost all-male audience. So they're not going to know from those soap operas, As the World Turns and All My Chillins. And she was in that awful movie Invisible Circus with, what's her name? Cameron Diaz.
Okay.
But you notice I did have Grace Kelly and Elizabeth Taylor on there right off the bat because in the poll we did last year, for some reason I was surly and didn't put either one of them on there.
Right.
Which is just,
Yeah, we're not talking about the fat pill-popping Liz Taylor.
No, we're talking about the beautiful Liz Taylor, who was known for being beautiful.
Right.
Oh, New England Paul, jeez. Go away, New England Paul. Don't send me faxes from these chronic people. I'm in such a good mood now.
But he loves you.
I wish I could say the feeling was mutual. Okay, he's chronic. He's, needs help, needs a friend, needs a blow-up doll. Let's take up a collection and see if we can't get a blow-up doll for the Beast and for New England Paul for over the weekend. Clearance, he wouldn't know where to stick it. Oprah Winfrey has rebounded in the eyes of American viewers, reports People magazine. That's bad news. Like you always say, there must be an awful lot of those real lonely, desperate, fat shut-ins.
Oprah
is big. About 330, man. According to a new Harris poll surveying Americans on their favorite TV stars of 2002, the daytime talk queen and full-time media mogul, 49, is once again number one after having earned that title in 1998 and 2000. Last year, she slipped to number 3 behind Drew Carey and Regis Philbin, neither of whom even made the this year's top 10. How do you like that? Huh. Drew Carey and Regis both dropped.
Yeah, how the might.
And
Oprah
back on top, which tells you everything you need to know about television.
It's important for those words to have merit and weight.
Right. After Oprah comes Ray Romano, David Letterman, Katie Couric, Bill O'Reilly, Jennifer Aniston, Dr. Phil McGraw, Tom Brokaw with his bad speech defect, Jay Leno with his bad chin, and Dan Rather. These are the favorite TV stars of 2002. Oprah, Ray Romano, David Letterman, Katie Couric, Bill O'Reilly, Jennifer Aniston, Dr. Phil McGraw. That must be the Oprah connection, what do you think?
Right.
Jay Leno and Dan Rather following Tom Brokaw. Oh, good God. Oh, that's scary. It's really scary. No accounting for public taste because most people don't have any. Although I will say this. New poll shows Bush would lose the Democrat in election.
Anyone in particular, just in general?
Anybody. See somebody out the window there? Go in the bullpen, look out the window. See a guy standing on the street corner? Him.
Even Hillary?
President Bush would lose narrowly to a Democratic Party candidate if the U.S. presidential election were held now because of concerns about possible war and the economy, according to an opinion poll published yesterday. And speaking of economic news, man, the stuff that they had on the gambling channel this morning was,
and all
enough to make my head spin. Just unbelievable.
Really low volume yesterday. Consumer confidence at an all-time low.
Right. The market just opened and the Dow's already down 105 points to 75.70 and the Nasdaq's down almost 20 points, 1283. I just mentioned that in passing. The February 26th to March 3rd nationwide survey of U.S. voters by Hamden, Connecticut-based Quinnipiac University found that by a 48 to 44% margin, voters would pick as anybody out of the 9 Democrats running over the Republican incumbent. That even includes Al Sharpton, keep in mind. And Carol Moseley Brown.
Who?
The former Illinois senator who wants to be the first black and the first lady and the first loser for the Senate. The survey of 1,232 voters had a margin of error of plus or minus 2.8%. This month we find that an unnamed Democrat would edge out President Bush, said Polling Institute Director Maurice Carroll. The political winds are hard to read this early, but we do know that war and a bad economy are not good for anyone, especially sitting presidents. And after seeing the results of this poll, I think that W probably was sitting with an extra letter in it, like an H. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Eric Goyen goes on about he did this and he did that and Gore had this. Well, that's all, that's water over the bridge. Okay, let's get to the important stuff, okay, before we talk about Sopranos and James Gandolfini. He's having a little contretemps.
Yeah.
We don't want to discuss the big battle between Doreen and Moe because that's off limits. Isn't that off limits?
No.
Oh, it is? Well, we got to have some excitement out there at Doral. I mean, none of the big names are out there. Might as well stir up a little bit of excitement. I think that the food fight or whatever took place out there, with him calling her a fat pig all week long and making caustic comments about Doreen, I mean, he may have a point, but even so. See, he thinks that he can come off saying the same grotesque things that I do, and they don't take it from him. See, they won't put up with it.
By the way, on MSNBC, they just reported that U.S. and British just attacked a mobile radar station, an Iraqi mobile radar station.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Well, that goes on every day. That's been going on for years now. So what does that mean?
Nothing. Just
are you trying to stir the winds of war now? Are you trying to get everybody all whipped up to a frenzy and get them all psychotic and get out their goddamn duct tape? Just relax. We're trying to give the people a few laughs, a little bit of levity here on this show every day. Not get them all whipped up, trying to save the world on the radio, like certain pompous people. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? Grace Kelly, Marilyn Monroe, Jordana Brewster. That is her name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do I have her name right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that is right. It just, I don't know, it sounds strange. And Elizabeth Taylor, that's the first four, and I'm sure we'll have many, many additions, at least a couple. You think?
Absolutely.
Here's Tamarack. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Yes, sir.
If you just permit me for 1 second. Someone says fire. Someone says terror. Someone says Bin Laden.
What?
I have no idea. I haven't got no idea. Here's Anna Murata. This is our only other call so far. Hello.
Hello.
Do you have any idea what the hell he was talking about?
I have no idea.
No, he didn't either.
One for the poll.
Yeah.
Bo Derek. No talent, but wow.
I think she's about an 8.5 now.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Well, she was once a perfect 10, but she's about 75 years old now. She still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Seen her lately?
Yeah, she's well pickled.
I bet you the Beast would do her. In fact, I bet you the Beast would do Moe, too, if he could catch him in the right position.
Do Moe
I
what?
could be wrong about that. Huh?
Moe what?
For your money. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. One of those great days that we look forward to with like almost no spots on the log today. Nice going, Greg.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Friday, you bastards.
You think blackmailing someone's alright. A big blackmail, especially an extra between your thighs.
Roy.
You don't think blackmailing a charity's wrong. You'll bend over forward for anybody with a giant pulsing schlong. What crawled up your ass and died?
Rectum.
You washed last night. So your legs tight. Something don't smell right.
Screw him.
Roy.
You be the bitch I bang tonight. I smack your head and bruise up your body the way you like. Screw ass. You get my mojo long and strong. Give charity money to OJ and don't care if it's wrong. You blonde and you white. You just be my type. The kind of bitch we like. You know how to do it right. You got a date with OJ tonight.
All right.
Yo.
9:45. Remember that scene in The Godfather when Sonny is banging that broad up against the wall?
Right. The door.
And Tom Hagen goes to the door. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was just picturing
Roy
and Screw Ann right up against the control room door there. Anyway, here's a fax from Gil in Homestead, who's becoming a little bit chronic. He says, what's the joke of the humming jingle song? I'm dying to know. Well, and the other question is, his thing is, Halle Berry is the best-looking female actress. I just wrote her down. Of course, she'll get a lot of votes.
Yes.
Although, those pictures on the front of that tabloid last month. Remember those?
Well, she was all sullen. She wasn't wearing any makeup.
Yeah. I mean, you can make anybody look ugly. Look at that picture of the Beast on the QM website. Boy, he looks nasty. Looks like his head is... Oh, that's 14 feet wide.
He's wearing a suit.
What?
He's wearing a suit in that picture.
How can you tell?
That's the gussied up.
How the hell can you possibly tell? Anyway, so there's 2 votes on the poll so far because they're yours and mine.
I guess that's it.
Oh, well, who the hell? I guess Eric must have. He voted for Marilyn Monroe. And I voted for Jordana Brewster. I tell you, she is really, if I were of that ilk, you know.
I don't want to vote yet. My choice isn't on there.
I see. Well, so far we got Grace Kelly, Marilyn Monroe, Jordana Brewster, Elizabeth Taylor, Bo Derek, and Halle Berry. Your choice is none yet? Who's your choice?
Denise Richards.
Renee Richards?
Yeah. No. Yeah, Carlos is making the wishy-washy hand signal. So.
Denise Richards?
She's beautiful.
Is the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies of all time?
Sure. Why, who are you voting for, Carlos, blind boy?
I don't know, but not her.
All right.
Little Beaner Boy says you be Illin.
Yeah, what does he know?
Not much. He knows it gets really cold, and he's really... Oh, and speaking of weather, sunny here today. It's going to be all the way up to like maybe 26. I don't mind that. But I hear it's in the 90s already there. It's the first week in March. Would somebody tell the weather fairy down there it's only the first week in March and in the 90s every day is unacceptable? I see that thing in the Sun Sentinel yesterday saying, oh, well, we've decided that there's not going to be any spring this year. We're going right from winter to summer. What the hell's that all about? Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Great.
Question for you. I was watching Larry, your friend, and was wondering why I haven't heard him tell me that he doesn't paint his bald spot in a while.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
What happened to what?
Paint your bald spot. I haven't heard it in Coon's age.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh, we wasn't even on the thing with the best spots. We didn't even have it on there.
Neil Rogers God.
I don't have a bald spot. I don't have a bald spot. I don't have a bald spot.
Paint your bald spot?
I'll think about it. Yeah. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Here's Delray Beach. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Listen, I'll give you a name, but I just want to comment on the speech last night, if I can do that.
Go right ahead. Take all the time you like.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm a younger guy. I'm 23 now, and it just seems to me like he's talking about all this stuff, man, and it's all against everything we've been taught in school and everything. You know, we're acting like we're terrorists now. We're attacking all over the place.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And he keeps talking about this stuff about he's been doing this stuff for 12 years, but in the meantime, he hasn't attacked anybody in those last 12 years since we kicked him out of Kuwait, and he hasn't attacked us or killed anybody else that we know of other than, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question.
He doesn't answer any questions. He just keeps repeating the same statements over and over again.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Have we ever gone into a war as an attacker before?
In our history?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, not just out of the blue like this, I wouldn't say. Would you, George?
No, we've gone to the rescue of people.
Well, I remember
we've gone in and we've participated in what, like international police actions and things like that. But in terms of just starting a war and invading another country and saying that we're doing it to remove the leader of the country, we'd have never done that.
Right. And hey, I want to vote for. I know you're going to disagree, but I got to put J-Lo on it, man.
Okay, man.
All right.
See ya. He wants J-Lo. He likes that big ass.
Hey, there's
although, wait a
always
minute. Now, I know she was in a movie. And Britney was in a movie, and we consider, I guess, J-Lo is an actress.
She's been in lots of movies.
Yeah, she's been in a whole bunch of
Okay, Jesus God. No, the reason I mentioned that, we talked about that the other day, is because Britney, every time you put her on any poll, nobody can compete with her. And I can understand that, but the fact, although Jordana Brewster's a lot hotter than she is, but the fact of the matter is that she's not an actress. Just being in one really grade Z movie last year does not make Britney but J-Lo, you're right, she's been in many movies, and take it for what it's worth.
No, thank you.
Rectum.
So J-Lo's on there. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, I just woke up. I had a dream about, I just passed by O.J. Simpson, and I knocked his ass out, and I saw the knife fall out of his pocket.
Yeah. Just because we mentioned doesn't mean he's got to call in, you know it? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. I love it. Mad Dog's out at Doral today, where they haven't had any excitement except for this morning. Doreen and Moe had a big blow up. They had the big blow. Real screaming match, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of four-letter words, fist flying, all kinds of crap going on, back and forth and back. Moe making all kinds of caustic comments about her sucking up to Fat Hank, and oh, brother. And speaking of that, Fat Hank will be out there at Doral 3 this afternoon. 6:50. Now, what does that mean? What are we going to do for 10 minutes there? You know, I don't want to get on Clarence's ass. That's for damn sure. Who the hell would? But these schedules he's making, man, he must be crumbling under the pressure. Because look what it says there. It says 3 to 6:50, Hank Goldberg at Doral. And we know Hank likes those short shows. But then 7 o'clock, Shitco Panther preview. The Panthers at Atlanta, 7:30. Well, what's going on between 6:50 and 7? Are we doing transmitter maintenance?
Sports.
Are we shutting off the air for like 10 minutes? Are we going to let Hank go out there and do a big BM? Or I mean, what's going on? What kind of a schedule is this, Clarence?
I don't know.
God. Eddie K after the hockey game. And ESPN radio overnight because it's Friday. Here's Hollywood. Hello. Hollywood.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Sensational.
In my opinion, the most beautiful woman in the world, Katharine Hepburn.
Okay.
Put her on the list. And Todd Greck, I'm still waiting for you to call me for lunch. Have a nice life.
Hold your breath.
Yeah.
He'll call you for lunch the same day that Rimmer buys George his lunch and the same day Todd brings us new copy for anything. Katharine Hepburn, okay? There you go for the oldie moldy crowd. I'll be honest with you, I never thought that she was all that great looking. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, but so am I.
Skinny little bird lady.
She was a good actress.
Yeah.
She was a much better actress than Spencer Tracy was an actor.
Audrey.
Huh?
Audrey was the pretty one. Katharine was the
butch-looking one.
Yeah.
She was very
With the
butch-looking.
voice.
Uh-huh. In fact, I had an aunt on my father's side who looked a little like Katharine Hepburn, real butch-looking. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Isn't it ironic that on my father's side they were all like all these goyim?
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, she was married to a goy, and then his brother was married to a goy, and then, of course, the other part of the family, they all became fanatical Zionists and moved to Israel.
Oi!
Which led to his mental collapse. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Oh, man.
So Miguel
Here's
wrote
Miami.
one in.
What is it?
Miguel wrote one in.
Miguel wrote what?
A name in.
Who is it?
Angelina Jolie.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm here. Today's
Go
my
ahead.
birthday.
Oh, boy, you people are a little pushy today. The other
No,
guy
I'm
wants
not
his...
going to be pushy. When
he
you
wants
get
his
to it.
bald spot, and you want... There you
Thank
go,
you,
no
Neil.
extra charge. You got it.
I started to call in yesterday, but somebody mentioned Jim Henson. The only two people that ever. I don't want to. I just want to address the John Lennon issue. Why it was such a.
Go ahead.
Okay. The thing about John Lennon was right before he was killed, there were rumors that the Beatles were going to get back together and do a performance, and everybody thought that would have been the greatest event since Woodstock. And that was the shocker about the Lennon thing.
There were all kinds of rumors about that. There were rumors
Yeah,
that he was assassinated
but I'm saying,
because he was a subversive commie pinko drug doing all that other stuff, and so they had a hit, there were all kinds of rumors.
No. I mean, as far as why people are so upset about him being killed,
I see.
the Beatles could never get back together as if he was dead. That's what the thing behind
So in other words,
that
it's
was.
not that they admired him or his music that much, it's just that they were selfish and they wanted the Beatles to get back together again? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
that's pretty,
that has
pretty,
a lot to do with it.
pretty selfish damn reason if you ask me. Isn't it?
And Jim Henson was. It's the only two people that ever bothered me. Henson because I liked all the voices that he did, and I thought he was a innovative person as far
He
as
did pretty well. He got 10 votes.
Yeah, and he was only in his 40s. He died of pneumonia, they say. I've heard other rumors, but they said he died of pneumonia. And I
You
just
heard rumors?
I just wanted to tell George, if I had the money, George, because I'll be over in Amsterdam next week. If I had the money, I'd have bought you a ticket and you could have gone with us, since nobody else wants to. We got to get gather some money together for you.
Now wait a minute, you are going to Amsterdam next week?
I'll be there Wednesday on the Dam Square, walking around.
Where are you going to stay?
Over in, I think it's called Leidsplain. Is that how you pronounce it?
Leidsplain, yeah.
Leidsplain? Okay, I'll be over in Leidsplain.
Leidsplain.
And I'm going to walk down to the Foot Locker and see if I can catch you hanging around down there by the Heineken Brewery.
Okay.
I actually,
I used to live not too far from the Heineken Brewery.
know
I had
that.
my apartment, yeah.
I know where you were. I used to shop in the same grocery store where you shopped at. I know where you were.
Get out of here. What grocery was that?
It's around the other side, behind the Heineken Brewery over there. On the other side of the Heineken Brewery, if you go around
Dirk?
the corner.
You're
That
talking
way.
about Dirk.
Yeah.
I didn't
whatever
shop
the road
there.
is.
No, I didn't shop there. You're just you're trying to piece little detective work, not good though. So have a great time.
I just want to ask George one question.
Yeah.
If he had the money and he could go to Amsterdam, how would he get out of the country and back and forth if he's not a U.S.
On a
citizen
plane.
yet?
It's a different passport form.
Oh, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get some money together to let you go, buddy.
It's called sneaking into the wheel well is what it's called. Have a great time, pal.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay. I sure wouldn't be traveling at this time to Amsterdam, would you?
No.
I mean, I don't want to get him freaked out or anything like that. Isn't that something, though? Because I once said that I live not too far from the Heineken Brewery, and of course, this being a chronic and listening and hanging on every word, and so he puts because he's obviously been over there, and he knows that there's a big Dirk supermarket right around the corner. I shopped in there only maybe twice. I shopped at Albert Heine.
Heineken?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I spent a lot when I was over there. What do you think I was doing most of the time?
Heineken.
I can't, oh, there it is.
1 million times.
No. I finally found what I was looking for, and I went back to that again. God must be punishing me.
I looked up Heine's.
There you go. It wasn't even worth it, Rick. Anyway. Albert Heine. That's the big supermarket chain. So next time he calls in, he can tell me he used to shop in the same Albert Heine as I did, et cetera, and so on.
Oh, yeah, I know where you shopped. I saw you used to buy that ice cream and crap. We know that, and at Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah, you're right. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. I sure wouldn't be traveling myself to Amsterdam next week, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not like it's England.
And thank God there's like no Arabs over there, too.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
How young is too young?
None. Hey, this is the time of year when everyone's a wee bit Irish. Say, Colleen, would you be wanting to come over to my place to help me wax my shillelagh?
Oh, now that I would, Matty Patrick, if you be wearing the green.
I know, there's a smart lassie. She's making sure her laddie's wearing the Kelly Green protection of leprechauns. Don't be wishing on a four-leaf clover or falling for the gift of gab, especially if you're planning on kissing some blarney stones or what have you. Be doubling your protection with leprechauns. They're strong enough for a man.
But I like 'em too.
So, get yourself a leprechaun, and you won't be catching anything else.
10 o'clock at 560, WQM, happy Friday to you. I see a little Beaner Boys doing it to Eric again today. Really sticking it to him.
Beg your pardon.
Well, he's only got 4 names on the poll.
Yeah.
So somebody is screwing up, because we've got, like, at this point, let's see, 6, 8, we've got, like, a whole bunch more, names.
I email them to him after we get, like, 4 or 5 on the list.
Yeah. Because we got 53 votes on there, but it's kind of meaningless because they're only choosing among the 4 names on there, see?
I just emailed them the last one. I mean,
we don't have Bo Derek, we don't have Halle Berry, we don't have Denise Richards, which George is not very happy with you about that. We don't have J-Lo.
It's not my fault he has no taste.
We don't have Katharine Hepburn, which that guy's, and we don't have Angelina Jolie, and Miguel's going to come up in there and beat the crap out of you, beat the snot out of your ass.
Those are in the last group that I sent them. They should be up any second.
Yeah. You guys are just diddling around here, man. We got a big important show going on here till 1 o'clock. And you're like crawling along at a snail's pace. But at the rate you're going, it'll be 1 o'clock about 4 in the morning, if you follow what I'm saying.
What?
Yeah, in other words, we're making so little progress here. We're going so goddamn slow. It'll take us till 4 or 5 in the morning to get to be what would the equivalent of 1 o'clock. Don't you see what I'm saying?
No.
Good. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? And it shows you I screwed up really big on the one last year, and I again apologize. I was a jerk. Grace Kelly's leading with 31. Of course, that's among the first 4, but even so, and Liz Taylor's got 5. And I left them both off of there last year in a fit of pique. I don't know. Just because I thought Tom Welling was prettier than a lot of them. And probably he is. Pretty something. 5'6".
Pretty tall.
Pretty tall with pretty big feet. Oh, that kid's going to be calling in again.
Right.
Why do you care about Tom Welling's feet? Just like that guy down there in wherever he was in Kendall wants to know about that. Yeah, what is that? What is that? That's pretty funny. Can you explain that to me, huh?
I don't get
it. There you go. There's your explanation, schmuck. Don't say schmuck. That's for our friend Gil down wherever the hell he is. Oh, here you go. Smallville's Kristen Kruk. See, I just got through saying Tom Welling, didn't I?
Yep.
And this was already on the way. Boy, I'm going to tell you, seriously, I'm a schmuck. Rhymes with Kruk. Now, are we spelling that right? K-R-E-U-K?
I don't know.
Kristen Kruk. Kissin' Crook. This is UCF Kenny, who's also attaching the picture. Yeah, we don't need a picture. We know what she looks like. She's okay.
Notice I didn't fax the picture, which just looked like a blob.
Good. Don't waste my fax paper. I don't want to. Okay, what about Audrey Hepburn? Okay, we got Katharine Hepburn, and you mentioned Audrey. Okay, no problem. She sure was a lot prettier than Katharine.
Audrey.
She was in the Breakfast at Tiffany's. Didn't we just talk about her the other day for what?
For a while.
No, seriously, what were we talking about Audrey Hepburn for?
I don't know.
Oh, it was the Dead or Alive thing.
Was it?
Did we figure out if she's still
Must have
alive,
been.
Audrey?
I forgot. That was days
Catherine's
ago.
not. Catherine's dead. Now what is that? Lindia Carter? It's supposed to say Linda, and it says Lindia. Oh, jeez. Linda Carter. They understand it's with a Y, but, oh, boy, scary. And that looks like familiar handwriting, too, you
Sure
know?
does.
Who is that? Who is that?
I don't know. Somebody.
That's yours.
I didn't write Linda Carter.
No, seriously, but it's somebody regular that we know. We're going to trace that. Let's see. Look who's winning Doral. Rod Pampling. Anybody ever heard of him? And it says...
No.
No, who the hell is that? I know Doreen and I know Moe, but I don't know Rod Pampling. Did you ever hear that name in your life?
I wouldn't have.
Don't forget, Mad Dog and Hank will be out at Doral this afternoon. God only knows why. They must be paying a pretty big buck for that. Let's see. We invaded Mexico and took most of the U.S. Southeast. Yeah, that's a
right.
good point.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm. President Franklin Pierce and General Scott. Protestants invading a Catholic country. You're right. Right on target. Out of sight, out of mind. Well, it's too embarrassing. We don't like to talk about those ugly chapters in American history, okay? We don't want to get into that. Jennifer Connelly, Isabella Rossellini, and Audrey Hepburn. Catherine was a good actress, but even the Beast wouldn't have touched her.
Isabella Rossellini?
Yeah, who's that?
Just a matter of fact, because I was playing that song from Blue
Isabella
Velvet.
Rossellini, da-da-da-da. That fit right in there?
She's very distinct and famous.
Wait a
She's
minute.
good actress.
Wait a minute.
What?
Isabella Rossellini. Huh?
I wouldn't call her beautiful. I mean, she's got a look about her.
Who's that?
Isabella Rossellini.
She's a very handsome woman.
She's a handsome woman?
Yep.
So you don't like her?
I don't think she belongs on the list.
Okay, Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly.
Definitely. Even though she's going through something. I don't know what.
How about John Connolly?
Who?
5670560. He was riding in the car with JFK, John Connolly. He was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And now he's dead. Don't you remember that magic bullet?
Uh-huh.
It went through his hand, it broke his wrist, and it went right up through the president's neck and killed JFK. It was just an amazing bullet.
It was
and
a
then it
smart
wound up on
bullet.
the stretcher at Parkland Hospital, and it was pristine. Remember Pristine the Queen? It was like brand new, like right out of the box. Hell of a lot of damage for one little bullet to be in such good shape, too. Okay, the other names are up there now. Grace Kelly, 32, Marilyn Monroe, 15, Liz Taylor, 6, Jordana Brewster, 5, Katharine Hepburn's got 1. Got to be from that guy. Either that or Spencer Tracy came back just long enough to vote. I'm sorry, I understand that it's for the old farts, but I still say Spencer Tracy was always the same in every movie.
Yeah.
Father of the Bride, Look Who's Coming to Dinner, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Tom Jekyll
right.
and Dave Hyde. Huh?
Not a lot of range.
No, he was always the same. I'm not saying he was a bad guy. Maybe he never stole a freight train, but he just...
He did a good job as that character.
Yeah, whatever that character was. I think the character was Spencer Tracy.
Yeah.
Here's a call from Oakland Park. Hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Buenos to you.
My name is Richard Steelong, and I
Oh, boy, they're all out today in full force, man.
You're gay.
Yeah. There he is again. I wonder if he's related to Mike Oxlong. Here's Pompano. Hello. Pompano.
He, buttloads.
Yes, sir. That was it. Okay. A lot of short ones
You
today.
were right.
I know I was right. Here's Weston. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
It's a good category today.
Yeah.
Tough choice.
Well, we've done it before, but we didn't do it right. And there's one thing you got to keep doing it until you get it right.
I missed the other one. It's tough between Shirley Jones and Jane Russell, but I'd have to say Raquel Welch. Shirley Jones was hot when she was young and real young.
Was she really?
Oh yeah, Oklahoma and the Music Man.
Was she as pretty as David Cassidy?
No,
Probably
that
not.
she was already old then. But my vote would go to Raquel Welch.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Now, who were the other ones he said? Because he had a couple of good ones.
Jane
Shirley Jones and who
Russell.
else? Oh, Jane Russell with the big boobs.
Yeah, that's all that was good about her.
With all the bra spots. Huh? Yeah, she was a real manly-looking guy, too. She was very macho.
Big boobs, but not a
That was
face.
kind of the look back then, the Katharine Hepburn, Jane Russell look.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
By today's standards, it would look very macho. Like Joan Crawford, there's another one. Real
yeah.
butch.
Ugly thing.
Real butch with the shoulder pads. Boy, she'd knock the living crap out of you. Just look at her cross-eyed. Give it a shot.
No.
Look what happened to poor Betty Davis. 5670560, pound 560 on it. I'll tell you who was actually a pretty good-looking guy, even though I said the contrary yesterday, was Warren Beatty. What was the movie he was in? He was very young in that movie.
Shampoo.
No, way before that. Wait, you thought he was a good-looking guy in Shampoo?
That's not what I said.
Fool.
That's not what I said.
Oh, man.
You said, what was that movie he made? And I said,
No,
Shampoo.
it was much, much before that. It was probably one of the first movies he ever. You know those cornball channels I got in there, like the driving classics and stuff like that?
I can name 3 movies he was in. Shampoo,
Yeah.
Dick Tracy, and Reds.
Well, it wasn't none of the above. What about the great one he was in, where he played
Jackie Gleason.
Bugsy.
That's right. That was not a bad movie.
That was a damn good movie, Bugsy. That's about the only time I ever liked him in anything. Was in Bugsy and I'll Fall Down. You forgot that.
Yeah.
With Carl Malden's nose and Brandon DeWilde in black and white. Oh, geez. Why do they have to make movies in black and white then? What are you laughing about? Why, that's not a laughing matter. And you know who was also in that movie, All Fall Down? Eva Marie Saint, I believe. Wasn't she?
I don't know.
No. She was in On the Waterfront with Marlon Brando. She was beautiful, too, Eva Marie Saint. Get out of here with that crap. All that fag crap you keep playing. What's wrong with you? I think the audience is catching on to your crap. All Fall Down. There's the Andromeda stain on Moe's pants. Boy, so Doreen and him really got into it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
All through the night, all the president's men, all this for that, all's fair. What am I looking for? All fall down. Now, what's the reason I can't find it? Oh, probably because it's not on that page. Yeah, Eva Marie Saint, like I said. Angela Lansbury was in it. And Barbara Baxley, I have no idea who that is. Angela Lansbury, didn't she play on I Dream of Jeannie?
She was in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Maybe that's
Was
why
she
you
in
think she's
Bewitched? She was somebody's mama. She was your mama on one of those shows. Maybe it was Bewitched.
All right.
Right?
I don't remember.
Angela Lansbury. She's another one I always looked. She was kind of like Tabitha on
Murder,
Passions.
She Wrote.
No. Is that Angela Lansbury?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand her.
Remember the movie Samson and Delilah?
Oh, I can't stand her, Angela Lansbury. And that's right. She is Murder, It Wrote.
Yeah.
Well, she's not going on my list.
And she was Mrs. Potts.
Maybe we should have a list. One day we'll do a poll of the butchest looking actress in history. That would be good.
All right, Janet Reno.
She's an actress?
Sometimes.
Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
What about Sophia Loren?
Oh, what about Sophia Loren? Right.
choice.
How could anybody leave her off?
She was beautiful.
She was, and she still is. She's still got skin like silk.
Yes, she does. And you were mentioning I Dream of Jeannie. What about Barbara Eden?
What about Barbara Eden?
She was very cute when she was
Yes,
young.
she was. Yes, she was. Thank you. Only one customer, though, please. I'll put Barbara Eden on there. I like Barbara Eden. Huh?
We love her.
A lot. And she's still alive,
Mm-hmm.
unlike so many of these other people. How many dead people we got in? A lot. Grace Kelly's dead. Marilyn Monroe's dead. Liz Taylor, well, might as well be. Katharine Hepburn, dead. Audrey Hepburn, did we decide she's still alive? I don't think so. No. Look that one up, Carlos. Do something useful, okay?
She's
Since you screwed Eric over. She's dead?
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn is dead? Oh, no. I bet she died a long time ago, and we just forgot about it. Anybody else? Let's see. Raquel Welch is still alive. Sophia Loren looks still pretty good, and Barbara Eden. Elizabeth Montgomery's not still alive.
No.
But she's also not going on the list. She wasn't, I mean, she was nice, and we liked her a lot.
She wasn't a beauty, right?
She wasn't a beauty.
She was a cutie.
She was a cutie, but not a beauty. And she did a hell of a duty to her country by doing that show, is what I was trying to say. And then there was Darren. We had two Darrens. We had the Darren with the funny nose, and then we had the other Darren who came out of the closet later on.
The two Dicks.
Dick Sargent and Dick York. All right. Boy, are we on top of it today or what? Yeah, we got it, baby. Of course, nobody in the audience has any idea what we're talking about. We're just rambling today. Don't like it? Bye-bye. Too bad. NASDAQ's down 12.5. Oh, look at that. Oh, Germany says they're skeptical of UK's deadline plan. Did you see that?
Good.
Yeah, they're
You might mention my name to Vice Marshal Goering.
Okay.
How the world has turned, that the Russians and the Germans are the voice of reason.
And the Chinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dow's only down 57, the NASDAQ down 10. So maybe it'll make a little comeback. What do you think?
No.
Maybe it'll make it. And, of course, you know how fast this stuff comes back. That's what Mitch Hirsch always used to tell me. Oh, yeah, this stuff comes back so fast. So all you poor bastards out there, they're waiting for your 2cent.coms to come back and all the other tech crap that those grave robbers sold you. Oh, have no fear. It comes back so fast. Like greased lightning up Mitch Hirsch's ass. Let's see. My poll vote was for Marilyn Monroe, says Tracy. My poll suggestion is for Charlize Theron. She's a Marilyn-esque glamour and beauty.
Excellent choice.
Charlize, well, I'll write it on there in a minute. What about Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah, in spite
beautiful
of,
face, beautiful accent. I thought I was going to say beautiful ass. Rosalind Sanchez, Rush Hour 2, look her up, Puerto Rican. And Leonor Valeria, Blade 2. You see a common thread here?
Yeah, no idea.
Leonor Valeria gives
Never
me
heard
diarrhea.
Those people. You know what? I bet you nobody else has either.
What do you mean? It says look her up.
You look her up.
Rosalind, which I'm sure that's not how anybody spells it, but nevertheless.
Rosalind.
Well, here it says Rosalind. Okay, how about Rosalind, what's her name?
Carter?
Yeah. Grace Kelly's leading. She's got 41 votes. Marilyn Monroe's starting to move up. 19. Liz Taylor's got 10. And Bo Derek's got 2 big ones. 10:14 at 560 WQM on a very bizarre Friday. It's just not going to be the same as usual because of that all that stuff out there this morning with Doreen and Moe and Doreen. I mean, we're out there in public, you know. They're out there in public putting the radio station on display, supposedly put their best foot forward, and there's Moe yelling,
"You asshole! You asshole! You asshole!"
And Doreen walking around getting psychotic. It's about time she struck back, though. You know, nice going, Doreen. She moved up many notches in our estimation today, didn't she?
You asshole!
That's right. Taking on the Momeister and telling him right to his puss what a grouchy old piece of turd he is. I want to tell you about a great place, Delights of West Boca. Somebody ought to introduce Dr. Gupta to this place. Maybe he might learn something. Delights is a superstore for the Atkins diet and all the other low-carb, sugar-free diets, and it continues to add new low-carb food products every day. This month, Delights is introducing 3 new flavors of their low-carb crunchy racket chips and new low-carb brownies by Carb Control in 4 delicious flavors with only 1 carb per serving. So whether it's Carbolite ice cream, breads, muffins, cheesecakes, pasta and sauces, or any of the other 600 low-carb foods, Delights of West Boca is a place you love shopping at, and you can always sample anything in the store before you buy it. They've got a knowledgeable staff who sure as hell know a lot more about dieting than Dr. Gupta on CNN. And they're open every day, 7 days a week, 10 to 10. They have the most complete line of Atkins brand products in the world that are always 25% off all day, every day. Atkins Diet is rated #1, so enter the #1 low-carb, sugar-free store in the world. Delights of West Boca. You'll find them on the northeast corner of Glades and 441, right next to Boston Market in Boca. Or call toll-free 1-877-LOW-CARB. Find them on the web if you like at lowcarb.com. Don't forget there's only one Delights of West Boca. It's your official Atkins retail center, Dr. Gupta.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Harry's a fairy and he's gonna get married. Harry's a fairy and he's gonna get married. Self-hating homo, so he's gotta get married. Homo has to cover it up.
You're gay.
He's a queer
gay.
Self-hating homo, but he's gonna get married. Homo has to conquer it all. Yeah. Homo has to conquer.
20 after 10 at 560, WQ 106 votes on the survey. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? Grace Kelly, 45. Marilyn Monroe, 20. Elizabeth Taylor, 11. Bo Derek, 8. Halle Berry be having 7. Now, I want to say this about Kristen Crook, okay? And I'm very glad that we got people to watch Smallville. Can you believe I just cracked a window?
Why not?
I just cracked the window a little bit to get some fresh air in here. It's
Right.
got to be 100 degrees in here at least. Well, it's one thing about, you know how cold it's been?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it being toasty in here. In fact, you could burn toast in here. It's a little on the toasty side, even when you turn the internal, well, I don't want to go into it. But anyway, the air quality is 18. That's in a good range, and the temperature is, the sun is shining. There's a couple of puffy clouds in there. The temperature is, it's coming. Haze, purple haze, and the temperature is
Isaac Hayes.
-6, which is what, about 20?
About 30.
So anyway, even though it is a little on the chilly side, I just cracked the window to get some fresh air, and now I feel almost human. But anyway, getting back to Kristen Crook. She's cute.
Yeah. And exotic, kind of.
But, no, stop.
What?
I mean, then we can put Phoebe Cates on here, too. We're going to put her on here?
Why not?
Okay. If we put Phoebe Cates on there, then we got to put Brooke Shields.
Okay.
Brooke Shields is a lot more beautiful than Phoebe Cates.
Sure.
And since they were both in those two movies, Paradise and, what was the other one? Blue's Goon. Okay, I'm trying to talk and write at the same time. Phoebe Cates and Brooke Shields. So there, but Kristen Crook, she's cute. But the question is, who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies?
That's a good point.
Of all time, huh?
It's a good point. I didn't vote for Kristen.
She's cutesy, she's cutesy, like, but I mean, to say that she's beautiful,
like a
she has no boobs at all, none. Okay?
I'll check and get back to you on that one.
I'm telling you, you don't have to check. She's got no breast at all. None. Even Tom Walling's got bigger boobs than she's got.
I like to be thorough.
Okay. You can laugh, make a big joke out of it. I know my boobs, mister. Believe me, I work with plenty of them. Not to mention no names. Anyway, here's the list so far. Grace Kelly, Marilyn Monroe, Jordana Brewster. How's she doing, Jordana? 6. See, most people don't know who she was. If they knew who she was, she'd be giving Grace Kelly a run for her money. She'd drive her right off the road.
Oh, that's bad.
Liz Taylor, Bo Derek, Halle Berry, Denise Richards, J-Lo with that big fat
rectum.
Katharine Hepburn, Angelina Jolie, Kristen Crook, Audrey Hepburn, rest in peace. We miss you, Audrey. We like you. You're okay. She was in Breakfast at Tiffany's and what else? Why is that? That's the only one I know. She was in a lot of movies, but Linda Carter, Superwoman, right? Wonder Woman. Jennifer. Well, the reason I'm saying that is because Catwoman was on with Batman yesterday. I don't miss my
version?
Batman between 5 and 6 p.m. I'll tell you that. 2 episodes back to back on Adventure TV.
Was it the Julie Newmar, the Eartha Kitt, or the, what was the third one?
It was not the Eartha Kitt one.
Julie Newmar, the tall one?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Jennifer Connelly, Raquel Welch, Sophia Loren, Barbara Eden, Charlize Theron, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Phoebe Cates, and Brooke Shields. I think this is a pretty good list. In fact, I bet you that the Beast wouldn't mind having the 10 of these living ones, even a couple of the dead ones, show up for the runoff for his contest there on March 26th. That's a hoot. That's a real panic. At least some of our people there got a sense of humor. Think that they're going to get the Beast laid. In fact, there's as good of a chance. That'd be a good poll question. Who's going to have sex with a woman first? Gilbert, the Beast, Clarence, or Neil? Huh? Or Freaky Carlos? Oh, and here's my good friend Phil Saltzman. How you doing, Phil?
Hi, Neil. How are you?
I wish Del Carlos would have told me you were on. I wouldn't have left you waiting for hours and hours.
Well, I waited a long time, but I thought I had something to contribute today. First of all, I think that Warren Beatty looked his best when he was in Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay.
He was very handsome in that one.
I didn't know that you cared, but anyway.
I think.
Yeah.
But anyhow, also, I think that Isabella Rossellini is as beautiful as her mother, Ingrid Bergman.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not know that Ingrid Bergman was her mother. Of course, Ingrid Bergman was a lot of people's mother. And she was even married to a couple of the fathers.
She was married to a few of the fathers, but she also made beautiful kids.
No wonder they burned her at the stake.
And the last thing I wanted to say was, please don't leave Kim Novak off that list, because she was without question. I know I'm dating myself.
No, it's not that. It's just that you're sneaking a whole bunch of names on here. You've caught on just like these other.
No, Kim Novak by herself.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, you're right. She was great.
Gorgeous woman. I think she went both ways, by the way.
Really?
I'm not sure.
Well, we'll find out.
TV?
Huh? I didn't hear you.
It was a little cutesy. He said movies and TV.
Oh.
It was a little cutesy. It kind of lost its flavor on a bedpost after he sent it. Okay, listen, take care of yourself, Phil. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything is wonderful. Hope all's well with you. Great fight last night in the Toronto game.
Yeah, they lose every day. At least they're consistent now. They lose every day.
They also beat the crap out of everybody every day.
Yeah, well, if you know what Mike Keenan says, if you can't play good, just beat the crap out of everybody. Take care of yourself, Phil.
You too, Neil. Take
See ya.
care.
Phil Saltzman, our good friend, the voice of Calder Racetrack. I should have asked him again how come that Vic Stouffer got the job at Gulfstream. That just really frosts my ass, and also doing the races out in California. Vic Stouffer, he must have naked pictures of John Brunetti or somebody. Maybe he's got naked pictures of Doug Don and John Brunetti horsing around. Yeah, she goes both ways, radio and TV and movies. 5, 6, 7. There's the UN. The UN report.
Earlier today, as we await the
They're
start
getting
of the
together there. They're all like yucking it up.
Council, what some of the suspicions are, the
There's Wolf
continued
Blitzkrieg.
stockpiles that the Iraqi government may have. Let's put that up on the screen.
Put it up.
30,000 weapons for
Hands
delivery
up.
of chemical and biological agents.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get it. Do you think it's going to go through? No. Do you?
No.
Whatever the resolution is going to be, it ain't going to happen. Just not going to happen because there's just too many people against it. And like he said last night, we don't care. We're going right on in. We're going to ram our way in there. We're going to knock down the door. Just like, remember, in the elections office in Dade County back in 2000? Let us in! Let us in! It'll be the same thing. We're going to be knocking Saddam's door right down. That's right. In fact, he's going to have those same guys over there knocking Saddam's door down. Let us in! Wonder how many chads he's got hanging. Probably from his
rectum.
And you know something? Then they'll get there and they, hey, we got Saddam. Oh no, it's not really him because he's got about 15 doubles, right? Even Rogers Hornsby never hit as many doubles as Saddam Hussein.
They all look like him over there. If they have a mustache, they look like him.
And the thing that proves to me that Bush is full of it is they don't have the right headgear to be our enemies as much as he says.
Right.
You know? They just don't have the right headgear. Anyway, 28 past 10 at 560 WQM, just rolling along, having a great time. Oh, I feel so invigorated now with the window open in here. I bet it's like 14 below zero in here already. It's great. Here's some more great deals from Tom Lehman and Joe Prieto. Speaking of hot things at Hallett Pontiac GMC, listen to these hot deals. Neil deal number one, get you a $2,000 rebate on every new GMC and Pontiac in stock. You heard correct. A $2,000 rebate on every new car or truck in stock at Hallett right this moment. Neil deal number two. If you currently lease or own any General Motors car or truck, get you a $3,000 rebate plus 0% financing for 5 years. No need to trade in your car or truck. And there's even more. This Saturday is in tomorrow. Stop by Hallett and see the original 1967 Pontiac GT from the movie Triple X. And with every purchase, get a copy of Triple X on DVD while supply lasts. That's the 1967 Pontiac GT. Hallett Pontiac GMC, you'll find them at 13401 South Dixie Highway. That's US 1 across from the Falls. When you go there, you'll discover why they've been around in that same location for 35 years, because they treat you right and they make unbeatable deals. They're open every day, 7 days a week. If you want more info, call the Neil Deal hotline. Toll free, it's 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. Don't forget, all Neil deals are subject to credit approval. See dealer for details. Hallett Pontiac GMC, who definitely be professional grade.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours, QAM.
Mackinac, this is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
Do you want to talk to hot babes who never say no? Yes. Then call the sexy ladies at 1-900-555-YES.
Yeah. Hi, is this 1-900-555-YES?
Yes.
Cool. Can I make out with you?
Yes.
1-900-555-YES knows that you're tired of girls turning you down. That's why we have live women who love to say yes, and only yes.
You like me?
Yes.
You think I'm hot?
Yes.
Wait, are you just saying that because you work for 1-900-555-YES?
Yes.
Oh, Are you joking? Oh, good.
You know you want it. You know you need it. You know you don't want to hear the word no. So call 1-900-555-YES.
Am I your most favorite caller? Yes. Did you by any chance used to be a man? Wait. Don't answer that. Whoa, hold up.
10:31 at 560 WQAM. Here's a long list of names, and it says, having said all of these, I'll still vote for Grace Kelly. Well, that's a good choice. She's winning hands down your pants, man, 53. She was
pristine,
strikingly beautiful.
Yes.
She was perfect. She didn't have a pimple on her, you know? That's the way I look at Grace Kelly. Just magnificent looking. Anybody ever see her rear window? And, of course, when you stop and think about the fact she was in that movie with Jimmy Stewart. I mean, you know, Jimmy Stewart, everybody liked him. He was, I still think he's overrated. But nevertheless, I mean, Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you who else I still think is beautiful on TV, and I wish that I knew her name, and maybe some one of the Passions people will call in. I'll put her on the list. The actress that plays Sheridan on Passions. She is every bit as beautiful as Grace Kelly. Blonde, not a pimple on her anywhere on her body. She's got beautiful, great body. She's gorgeous. Sheridan. Got it? They even named a street in Hollywood after her. You never saw her, did you?
No.
What is wrong with you? I mean, just to take a peek, you'd know which one she was right away.
With the volume off and the characters come and go, I don't know which one she is.
You'd know her immediately. She would be on you. Oh my God! You say, "Holy cow!" Now I know he's right.
Mackenzie Westmore.
Right. Is that her name?
I think so. Let me double check that.
Double check. Make sure we get the right name of the actress who plays Sheridan on Passions, because I think that anybody out there would agree with me that it's pretty damn hard to beat her with a stick. What's her name again?
Mackenzie something.
Mackenzie Westmore.
Mackenzie wants more? Mackenzie Westmore. Okay, put her on there. Now, here's the other ones that I put on there since Phil called, which he had about 400 of his own. Since Brooke Shields, we got Isabella Rossellini, Ingrid Bergman, Kim Novak, Gene Tierney. You got these?
Cheers.
And Gene Tierney, that's Gene. Now, how come a woman was named Gene? I don't know.
Happens all the time.
What?
Happens all the time.
Does it really? I thought Gene for a woman was Jean, and I thought Gene was like a guy, like Gene Pitney. No?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Gene Tierney. Catherine Deneuve.
Jesus.
What?
Nothing. I'm trying to write fast.
Catherine Deneuve.
Deneuve. Definitely.
Don't you remember that spot she used to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Catherine Deneuve.
Did she do it in the Deneuve?
Yes. And Margaret, that's with a hyphen, by the way. Elvis did her, so allegedly. I don't think Elvis did, I don't know. I really wonder about him, a lot. Of course, he did Mama. He slept with Mama for 20 years. And Mackenzie Westmore, who plays, we're going to have to put on there Sheridan, something in parentheses, so they know who she is. Or just put Passions in parentheses, okay? Or Sheridan from Passions. Or she's on, like, in the afternoon on NBC on that show that Neil watches called Passions.
How about we just put her picture up next to it?
There you go. Okay, let's see. Michelle Pfeiffer. Somebody says, on a fax?
Yeah, whatever.
What?
Huh? Nothing. I said sure.
Oh, in her day, much better than anything Denise Richards could hope to be.
Oh, please. She's
okay, Michelle Pfeiffer. Put her on there. Don't stuck it into a snit, boys. Now, let's see. Here's a fax from the rabbi. The most beautiful actress on TV, Pam Grier. Now, who's Pam Grier?
Black did a lot of those blaxploitation movies, Cleopatra Jones kind of movies. She's got huge boobs. No, ugly face, huge boobs.
Oh. Well, no, we're not talking about who's got the biggest boobs, okay? Because then Fat Boy would certainly win that, and the Beast would be second. Wouldn't he? He says, one day you should do a poll on celebrities who should just close shop and go away. For example, Liza Minnelli. I can still hear that shrill howl in my ears from the promos they ran for a recent concert. That's not a bad idea, Rabbi, even though we're not too fond of you, but that's not a bad idea. Why don't we like him? Oh, is he always picking on you, the Rabbi?
I don't know.
Says you're a virulent anti-Semite. Well, George don't mind that. He says the truth counts for a lot. Okay, so there's the list as we've got it so far. Just added Michelle Pfeiffer. You got her?
Yeah.
We're going to have like 75,000 choices to keep you busy over the weekend, all right? I'm serious. You have got to see Sheridan on Passions. Is there anybody? I wish that we had more women listen to this show, because most guys, except for a few of us fags, don't watch soap operas. In addition to which, most guys work anyway, and they're not home near a TV set where they can watch soap operas even if they wanted to. See what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, if most guys saw Sheridan, they would say, holy cow, that old fag is right. She's pretty goddamn hot. Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
These poll shows are really boring.
Yesterday he couldn't get through even once. He couldn't even get through once yesterday, so that means he's been dialing for a day and a half, and he finally got through again. They all hate you, sir. They hate you like poison. But congratulations on living another day and wasting all that oxygen.
Call him sir. He's like 12.
To sir with love. What about Sidney Poitier? He was pretty. Oh,
Pretty
that's
what?
right. Pretty dark. Guess who's coming to dinner? They see it comes back to that again.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who Spencer Tracy was playing in that movie?
Spencer Tracy.
Right. I don't know. And of course we don't have enough old farts around to argue with me about that because in his day he was considered like,
Right.
I mean, Spencer Tracy's the greatest actor. Based on what? Based on what? Based on the fact that he was always the same. I mean, he was like
Right.
very natural. I'll tell you who's natural, who's great. He may be the greatest actor of all time, doesn't get enough credit, is Robert Duvall.
Right.
He's just great.
Mm-hmm.
Every role that he plays is just, he's fabulous.
And you gotta lift that scene out of Apocalypse Now. Because it's hysterical. You don't need to watch the whole movie.
He acts so effortlessly. In
Right.
other words, he does everything like so natural.
As a matter of fact, that scene epitomizes what you're saying. Because you
Really?
wouldn't think that he was anything other than that character, right?
And
there.
I'll tell you another movie that I'm surprised that more and more people, because it was had a cult following, and they changed the name of The Great Santini, which was The Ace, and then they changed the name of The Great Santini. But more and more people have seen that, and they think it's a great movie, which it is.
Mm-hmm.
Bull Meacham, wasn't that his name?
Right.
And then what's her name that played the wife? I love her. I can't think of what her name is. Huh?
It was 100 years since I saw
No,
it.
come on, you know who the actress was. She wasn't beautiful or anything like that. Blythe Danner, wasn't that her name?
Yeah.
Isn't she a Gwen, huh?
Blythe.
Whose mother is she? Rosanna Danner? Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
You have to add one, Ava Gardner.
Ava Gardner was beautiful.
She'd still be alive if that guy didn't push her off the boat.
She got pushed off a boat too?
Remember, what's her name? That guy, Robert?
I was thinking of Natalie Wood.
No, you're thinking of Natalie Wood was
Oh,
married to
okay.
Robert
Also
Wagner,
beautiful.
yeah. Natalie Wood should be on there too, probably. Okay, thank you, sir. Ava Gardner was once married to Frank Sinatra, by the way. And, you noticed yesterday in the poll about the,
Goodbye, old blue eyes, you finally dyed it. Welcome back to the rat pack as they chew you up. From your kishkis to the worms in your tongue. Now that your life is done, you won't need your gun, 'cause Jilly's been busy stirring the sauce for you with a pound of cuckoo gabagoo. And you're appearing tonight at the Sands in the Sky to thank Jackie Kennedy. And Peter Lawford will know where all the other broads will be. And HBO will have movies about your life. And Tina can't complain about it anymore. What the hell for? You died. Goodbye, old blue eyes. Say hi to the guys and give our regards to Sammy G and Connor and Cartoon for saving your career by using his head. We packed your casket with some things that you ought to bring, like sock garters for an arrow along with some booze for Dean and a pair of glasses for Moe Green. Wish you could shoot him 5 times, but look at who survived. Al Martino's still alive. And as for Joey, well, he's alive, but only looks like death. Now the cuckoo groovy party and smack bros in the head. No need to fix elections anymore. Bada bing, Frankie, you're dead.
I'll tell you one thing, Hans Blix, I would be starting his own car if I was him right now. He's doing his report at the UN, you know, on the inspections.
We also expect to add low-level, close-area surveillance through drones provided by Germany.
He said something about Lou Drone. But anyway, he says that they're able to do inspections at any time, and they can show up unexpected and no problem at all, and they're getting tremendous cooperation. And that is not what El Presidente wants to hear him saying. That is not what Roland Colin wants to hear him be saying.
You know, they have those remote control car starters now.
That's what I'm thinking for Hans Blix. No dirty tricks, like it says on that spot. No tricks.
Tricks are for kids.
Yeah, no tricks for Hans Blix, please. Because he's saying a lot of stuff that they aren't too crazy about hearing, I'll guarantee you. Anyway, Sean in Hollywood faxes here. He says, I think you're a little hasty in the evaluation of Angela Lansbury. People equate her with a nosy old bag for Murder, She Wrote, but may forget that she gave one of the most delightfully sinister performances ever as Lawrence Harvey's evil mom in The Manchurian Candidate.
Amen.
That's correct. As to the mother bit, you may be thinking of Agnes Moorehead. I do that every damn time. Man, I may not be good, but I'm consistent. I'm consistently full of crap.
I think it's because of that first stroke you had.
That might be it, the bad one.
Right.
This one was no picnic either, believe me. It was a pulmonary, what do they call it? Pulmonary embolism.
Oh, there it is.
Which cuts off the, a little blood clot gets in your lung, cuts off the oxygen in your brain for a few seconds, and like what?
Huh?
More, what did I just say, more head? Hey, everybody wants more head, even Agnes. Yeah, Agnes Moorehead played, her mother,
Endora. Endora.
Right. Splendor in the Grass was the horny teen movie that Warren Beatty was in, right? Also, please consider for the list Ingrid Bergman. It says no young man ever saw those eyes and didn't whack off at least once. We already got her on there. In fact, we've got her tied to the stake. And we're going to make it like medium well. And for my girlfriend, Ashley Judd.
Good choice.
It says, am I being overly understanding when she asked me to leave the room when Ashley Judd appears on the screen? In other words, this is Sean in Hollywood. When he sees Ashley Judd, he pulls his pud. Here's one that says, how about Kate Jackson or Tom Cruise? Yeah, they're both kind of pretty, but I'm putting Kate Jackson down. What do you think, Tom Cruise? Hey, Tom, we don't have any way of proving it, but we just think
you're gay.
Okay, because you've had too many press conferences to the contrary. We don't know it for sure, and we're certainly not asserting it, but there are those people who believe
you're gay.
Okay, Tommy? God, what a silly guy. He's just turned out to be a silly goose. And I think most of us liked Tom Cruise in the beginning, you know?
Right.
He was kind of likable. He was in some fun movies, and Frisky Business was cute, and that Losing It, and, stuff like that.
I never took him seriously as an actor.
Until But we
kind
of liked him. He was kind of a likable goofball. And then once he started holding his 5,000 press conferences and suing everybody just because they said he's a fag, it starts getting a little bit suspect. How's the poll coming? Glad you asked. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? Grace Kelly, 56. Marilyn Monroe, 21. Halle Berry, 15. Liz Taylor, 13. Bo Derek, 11. Denise Richards only has 9, George.
Yeah.
And Jordana Brewster also has 9, so it goes to show you. What?
She went up late. Remember, that was the second
She went down late. Raquel Welch, 8. Rhymes with great and late. Angelina Jolie, 7. Sophia Loren, 6. She's got to do better than that. Katharine Hepburn and Barbara Eden and Catherine Zeta-Jones each have 5. Jennifer Lopez, 4 from the Puerto Rican crowd. From the I Like the Big Ass crowd, which means your people as well, I'm sure. Jennifer Connelly, 4. Linda Carter, 3. Charlize Theron, Charlize. Oh, what about Sid Charisse?
Who?
You don't even know who from Sid Charisse, do you?
Nope.
See, that goes to show you what a punk you are.
Yeah. Good.
Charlize Theron's got 3, and then poor Audrey Hepburn, who's still dead, she's only got a pair. And then it's the small potatoes after that.
I want to change my vote because I just faxed you a name that somebody sent in.
Yeah.
Vivian Lee.
Vivian Lee?
From Gone with the Wind.
Was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies was Vivian Lee?
Possibly.
Okay, Leigh, by the way, Carlos,
right.
or whoever's writing these down. Vivian Lee. I still say let's put Pinky Lee on one of these. He couldn't crack the list yesterday. And I got one on here that nobody mentioned yet, which has definitely got to be on there out of equal time. Susan Day.
I like her.
No, see, I'm not accepting. I don't really care what you think. Susan Day, because in my day, believe me, everybody watched The Partridge Family because they wanted to either see David Cassidy or Susan Day and get very close.
I liked her. I thought she was hot.
Susan Day, D-E-Y. Plus, I feel bad for her because she got beat up all the time, Or at least she always looked like she was battered and abused. And plus the fact that she still has a complex over the fact that he had much better hair than she did. Let's see. Here's one that says, oh, I see. Somebody planted the seed in your mind, huh?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of seed, how about Patty Duke? Not. Just a joke.
Okay. I was going to say more than
How about Brett Summers?
No, thanks.
Let's see. Here's Vivian Lee. Also, is Blythe Danner mother of Gwyneth Paltrow? That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought Audrey Hepburn was dead and Katharine Hepburn was alive and oh, that's right. And alive and twitching in New York City. Maybe Katharine Hepburn is alive. Better look that one up, Carlos. Little beaner boy.
Audrey is dead. That's what we said.
No, Katharine we want you to look at. We know
Katharine
Audrey's dead. Don't be dancing on her grave for crying out loud. Now you're starting to get like Moe. Katharine, is she dead or alive?
Alive.
See, that's Faxer's right. They got their thumb on it. It says, so glad to be able to listen to you while at my boring job, says Donna in Delray Beach. Thank you, Donna. And you got your thumb on it. She's got all the accurate information. So Katharine Hepburn is still alive and twitching in New York. That's terrible. Isn't it?
You know you're going to have to play that bit again now.
Oh, not this one.
And now the sound of Jimmy Stewart making love to Katharine Hepburn.
Now, I'll tell you, a couple of people I get confused, speaking of Audrey and Katharine Hepburn. Not that I confuse them, but just as far as dead or alive. Is the two sisters, Lynn and Vanessa Redgrave.
Okay.
Because one of them we like, which I think that's Lynn.
All right.
And Vanessa's the one who's like, she's busy protesting the war, but she's also like the, I don't know what, she's just a rabble-rouser. Right? Commie pinko bitch.
Okay.
If I got those right or not?
Yeah, but I don't know which is which. You know what I'm saying? I don't know which one is the rabble-rouser.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. Lynn Redgrave, who I think used to be on the Pyramid all the time with Dick Clark.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the little promo we got here. Promo from the homo. The QM van will be out at Verizon Wireless this afternoon, 5 to 6 p.m. at 15811 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. Now, Miguel, I'm sure, is going to be involved in this, right?
Yes.
And I want to make sure they understand when I said promo from the homo, it was from and not for, because he gets very, very upset. He's very macho. He's got a girlfriend. They got a new dial mattress. He's screwing his brains out, and et cetera. He's having a lot of sex on the mattress, most of it alone. Stop by to win sports tickets. Register to win tickets to an upcoming Marlins home game. This afternoon, Verizon Wireless, 15811 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines, 5 till 6. Miguel will be there, and good luck to you. What are they going to win? Oh, tickets to a Marlins home game. Like I said, he'll be doing by himself again. Won't he? You want to go see some Marlin games, don't you?
You talking to me or Carlos?
My phone rang moments ago, which is very exciting because you want to know what that means?
Package.
There's a package for me downstairs. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. It's always exciting when you get something.
Could be some drugs. Could be another great CD. Could be another Book of Brian original like... Oh, that ain't it. What was that?
That was another good one.
Oh, it's more Howard David. Yeah, like I said.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of that one at the moment. Anyway, 10:53. We got Grace Kelly with 60. Marilyn Monroe. I'm kind of like stalling for time here because I want to see what
intact R-400 bombs.
Hans Blix, if he winds up dead or alive out of this. He says they need more inspectors to ensure doing a good and thorough job. Oh, this is not at all what El Presidente wanted to hear him be saying.
Allow the determination of...
He says a significant Iraqi effort to cooperate is underway. They've made greater steps to disarm, but recently question marks remain. But
the issue of how many R-400 type bombs were produced. In this, as in other matters, the inspection work is moving on and may yield results.
What is this man doing here?
That's what Colin Powell just said. Oh. Not too happy. 5670560 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Great.
I got a spy report. I got Ricky Martin here doing a video in North Miami on a sewer plant of all places. Can you believe that?
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's something.
I bet it
going
is.
to that low.
Does she really look that bad?
I don't know if she looked that bad, but he sure does.
That's what I was talking about. Okay, thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great day. Ricky Martin, she's looking a mess without the makeup on. Boy, have you ever seen her without any makeup? Man, looking really nasty. 5670560 pound 5. Oh, and guess what? I was in one of my favorite Italian restaurants the other day, which I shouldn't have been eating that stuff, but I was. And they were playing Luis Miguel again in the background. Were you aware of that? That
No.
Luis Miguel is not only big in Hispanic, but also in Italian. And he was singing like in Spanish, I believe. I wasn't paying that much attention, but it was definitely him.
Huh.
Greatest voice in the history of the world. There is nobody even close to Luis Miguel. That's not my opinion. That is a fact. Don't pay any attention to what George tells you or anybody else. That is a fact. The greatest voice in the history of mankind. Now, I'm not talking about whether he can sing or not. At least you didn't say he's a lounge act.
Well.
Yet. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Here's one for you. She was good looking then. She still is, and much better looking than her daughter, Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren was in The Birds. Beautiful.
Yeah, she does a lot of work with the lions and tigers, a big refuge in California. Yeah, she's
Right, yeah, she's a big
Melanie
animal person.
Griffith.
Yeah. Okay, quit while you're ahead.
No, he was
Tippi
making the
Hedren,
point
Melanie
that,
Griffin's...
that's
What?
That's her daughter, who she's
I know
much
that.
better looking than.
Who is?
Melanie Griffith.
Is better looking than Tippi Hedren?
No, the other way.
That's what we're trying to say. See how he's trying to mess with me again? I saw that Gaslight movie, I'm telling you. And Ingrid Bergman was in there, speaking of Ingrid. Charles Boyer. They just don't make the actors like that anymore.
No.
You know who is a great actor, which nobody's going to know except a few old farts? Boca Brian will know who I'm talking about. Lionel Atwill.
Huh.
He played Professor Moriarty in some of the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Okay.
There were several different Professor Moriartys, but he was very distinguished-looking, thin face. He was on that horror movie I was telling you about with Bela Lugosi the other day.
The Spanish Dracula movie?
No, the horror movie with the Bela Lugosi, which was one of the strangest, most bizarre. That was in that drive-in, or it was either that or on Scream TV. I just keep repeating all of these so you feel that because you can't see them. Sun is shining. It's up to like about 20-some-odd degrees here. It's beautiful, man. Got the window cracked a little bit, got some fresh air. Hans Blix is saying bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop.
Most of what I have said to Resolution 1441. But Unmovik is performing work under several resolutions of the Security Council. The quarterly report before you is submitted in accordance with Resolution 1284, which not only created Unmovik.
You know, for a guy that's Swedish and got a name like Hans, it's a lot easier to believe the Hans part, if you follow my drift. 10:57 at 560 QM. We got Mad Dog from Doral, Hank from Doral, and then we got 10 minutes of dead air at 6:50 this afternoon.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Friday, you bastard.
Doi. And that's why I think the Jets will have a championship season.
The Jets?
And what did I tell you? You don't talk till I say you can talk.
This is the Beast.
I said, shut up, fatso.
But you're like a father to me.
You don't talk till I'm done talking. When I'm done talking, then you talk.
Okay, I'll...
Hey, Beast, come here.
What?
Come here. I want you to meet a friend of mine, Mr. Golf Club. Why, I ought to... I'm going to show you the business end of this thing. Come here. This court sentences you to 20 years in Oz. What'd you in for? I tore a tag off my mattress. Looks like we'll be bunkmates. The name's Mo David. Star of stage, screen, and paradise. What's yours? Nick owes me coffee. You got so tan. Nice, thank you. Hey, get out. What are you doing? So powder drill, huh? I'm going to make you my woman. Ain't nobody going to stop it. God! Chill, Pinky.
All right, shower time. You got 10 minutes.
Well, it ought to be safe in here.
Yo, Bowtie.
Yo, man.
Hello to our new Linda Blair over there.
Ain't so pretty.
Okay.
Hey, don't embarrass me like that. Do you know who I am?
Okay, man. Bend over and pick it up now.
All right, but I expect a written apology on my test punch.
That broom handle, Bowtie.
Hello, broom hand. I'll take the front.
The warden will see you now.
Thanks.
Well, Mr. David.
Hello, Warden.
Oh, Jack Warden. How can I help you?
Well, you see, Warden.
Yes?
I keep getting raped.
Joe, isn't that a shame? I'll look into it right away.
Thanks, Warden. It's about time somebody...
Now drop your pad.
Huh?
I said drop your pad. This is Oz, fella. Favors don't come cheap.
Yo, let's rape Mo. Radio Big Show.
Oh!
That's how we pass the time away in the gay old jail of Oz.
All right. 11:02 at 560. In case you tuned in late, you missed some real fireworks before our show this morning. Well, you wouldn't have heard them on the air anyway.
No.
You might have heard some of the fallout of it, though. Out there at Doral, the most exciting thing that's happened during the entire Doral tournament this week was the big brawl between Doreen and the Momeister. Too bad we don't have the audio from that, We probably, of course, you'd probably take a week to put all the bleeps into it before we...
You asshole.
It was nasty.
You asshole.
So he's evidently alienated the very last person in the building who might actually even speak to him voluntarily, and just pissed her off big time and made all kind of caustic comments about how she was sucking up to Fat Hank out there, et cetera, and so on, but wouldn't take care of him. Well, if you were her or anybody else, would you take care of him?
No.
In fact, I think by his aberrant behavior in the last year, I think there are a lot of people who would like to take care of him, if you catch my drift. Anyway, here's a fact that says, how about Nikki Cox for the poll, says Jason.
Yes.
She was the hot redhead on the sitcom Unhappily Ever After. Also had her own show called Nikki or Nookie on the WB. Says George should know who she is, and George already said yes. Okay, Nikki's Cox. We got that on there, Carlos?
We do now.
Now, you putting these on, or is he doing it?
Oh, Carlos has to go through a whole big song and a dance emailing them, but he's doing it.
Little Beaner Boy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He's probably putting a couple of caustic messages on there for Eric, like, I'm doing this better than you can, and all that stuff. No, by the way, don't forget, on the weekend, I should mention this since Carlos and I make so much work for ourselves on the weekend, and now we put new stories, new bedtime stories on our website on the weekend, which we started doing that last week, and had a pretty nice response to it. I bet it's even bigger this weekend. Huh? Instead of just being lazy and leaving the same damn dated stories on there, which is no good, especially the kind of stuff that's happening in the world now. So you can count on every Saturday and Sunday, except when I'm on vacation when George is too lazy to do it. Saturday and Sunday you'll get new bedtime stories on NeilRogers.com.
Yuzzle boss.
And I have 2 packages, not 1 but 2 packages downstairs. Oh! I should go down right now and get them, you know?
Okay. I'll play some music.
I'm not going to do that. I have to get dressed. You'd have to play some long bunch of crap. You'll play all the faggy disco crap.
Right.
Oh, shake your booty. He's speaking right now at the UN, as a matter of fact.
It's in the news.
Yeah, shake your booty. He's kin to Sheikh Mohammed. Will you kill that crap already?
I'm waiting for you to talk it up.
I'm not going to do it. A woman who slipped on dog feces and hurt her ankle while she was shopping at PetSmart's store in Frankfort, Kentucky, deserves a jury trial, the Kentucky Court of Appeals ruled today. She slipped on dog crap. The Boone Circuit Court granted PetSmart a summary judgment in September 2001 and dismissed Vicki Jenkins' claim that store owners were negligent in her fall. Oh, God, did she fall from it or in it? Oh! Woo! Jenkins had testified in the original case that she shopped at the store at least once a week for about 6 years and never encountered animal feces or urine on the floor. And now she urines to sue them. She told the court that on April 23rd, 1999, April 23rd, she was shopping at the store, was not looking where she was going when she stepped in the feces and slipped. PetSmart argued that because Jenkins acknowledges the feces were out in the open and she could not say how fresh it was, they should not be... They should not be responsible for her fall. How fresh it was.
You stick a turkey thermometer in it.
Oh, my God.
To determine the freshness.
On sale today, fresh feces.
Which species?
From the canine species. The store also maintained that since she had shopped there for so long, she should have been aware that animals were permitted to walk around with their owners. And, of course, any animal every now and then. I mean, not like a horse that just lifts its tail and does a big number, but a dog every now and then. A little more obvious. The store also maintained that since he had, the appellate court disagreed with the circuit court decision to dismiss the case. In a 3-0 decision, the court ruled that there are enough questions that a jury should decide the outcome of the case. It is wholly reasonable for a customer to be pursuing merchandise on shelves lining the aisles through which he is walking instead of focusing solely on the surface beneath her feet, the court ruled. Additionally, PetSmart's duty to keep its premises in a reasonably safe condition must be examined. Let's go examine their duty. You first. And evaluated in light of the special nature of the risk to customer safety inevitably created by the presence of animals, they said. Boy, talk about a big Simus, man. Give her a few bucks and just cut the crap already, will you, and go clean it up while you're at it. God. Kind of stuff that people get involved in. You know, it's enough to make you upchuck.
Interviews.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Here's Coral Gables. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing this morning?
All right.
All right, that's good. 2 things. First, did you see that poll yesterday about any Democrat versus Bush?
I talked about that. Anybody would win, yes.
That was great. And second of all, I have 3 women for you. First, do you remember Christine Applegate from Married with Children?
Yeah.
Betty Boop and Daisy Fuentes. Not Betty Boop, Betty Page and Daisy Fuentes.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. What do you say? Daisy Fuentes.
Betty Boop. I don't think Daisy Fuentes has been in a movie.
Has she been on TV?
She's been hosting shows. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay.
The poll again is who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies?
Oh, she's on TV, so Daisy.
Well, there you go. And what about Carmen Miranda?
Christina Applegate.
Are we putting her on here?
Carmen Miranda?
No, that's just a joke. Christina Applegate?
Yeah, Daisy Fuentes. And
who was I thinking of?
And Betty Boop.
Who was in the movie with Joanna Brewster? Jordana.
Carmen Diaz.
Oh, Carmen Diaz. You want to put her on there? I don't think so. You do?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of hers. I mean, I like her personally, and she's a good character in movies.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's like a ravishing beauty or nothing. But
Carmen Diaz. Her name is Cameron Diaz. Not Carmen.
Sorry, yeah.
What's wrong with you, little beaner boy? God, are you an idiot? Cameron Diaz. No wonder they took away your spot under the overpass. 5670560 pound 5. Yeah, that's really something. When the other homeless people won't share with you the spots under the overpass, they kick your ass out. They take away your permit.
They're jealous of my genius.
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Great.
I have a name for the list. Brooke
Go right
Burke
ahead.
from E Channel.
Who is it?
Brooke Burke from the E Channel.
She kin to Alan Burke?
And I'm surprised George didn't recommend Jackie Johnson.
Yeah, how come about what's wrong with the weather babe, Jackie Johnson?
Jackie Johnson. I want to change my vote.
Okay. Thanks a lot, pal.
I woke you up, right?
You did it. Thanks. Yeah, he's a lot sharper than you are, I'll tell you that. How could you leave off Jackie Johnson? Well, you see, out of sight, out of mind. You don't watch Channel 7 News, I'm sure.
No, only when
Or if
she's
you
on.
did, you sure wouldn't admit to it. Jackie Johnson, Channel 7 News weather babe.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke Burke, Cameron Diaz, Christina Applegate, Daisy Fuentes, Nikki Cox. Those are the most recent additions. How's the poll coming? As we continue putting it together like an erector set. 249. And look at all the ones that have 0 so far. Oh, that's sad. Jane Russell doesn't have any. She used to have 2 big ones.
Yeah. That's what Howard
Catherine
said.
Deneuve, Ann Margaret, Jean Tierney, Brooke Shields, Ingrid Bergman. Oh, these all have none. And lots more, too. Ashley Judd, Vivian Lee. How can you say Vivian Lee?
Oh, come on. You didn't see Gone with the Wind?
Yeah, several times.
She was beautiful.
Susan Day, Gwyneth Paltrow, or Tippi Hedren. All of those have none. 0.
Even when she was older.
Oh, I got good news. Mackenzie Westmore Sheridan from Passion's got 1.
Oh!
This is my challenge, which I've been challenging you for months, and you just refuse to do it because you know I'm going to be right. Is to watch Passions. In fact, you know something? Watch it today. Because she's on a lot today.
Okay.
Because yesterday I saw the one that you'll see today on NBC between 2 and 3.
Okay.
She's on a lot today. I think.
Okay.
You'll know her right away. You won't have to turn the audio on. It will not be Tabitha the Witch, by the way. That will not be her. And you will also get to see Tabitha's body parts flying all around as she comes unglued.
Which parts?
All of them. Her head, her legs, they're all like, they all come because she's a witch. And Kay has to go in the book of spells and find the right spell to put her body back together again. But at any rate. Yeah, so it's a silly show. Mackenzie Westmore, Sheridan from Passion's got 1. Kim Novak, Kristen Crook, and Ava Gardner each have 1. Isabella Rossellini's got a pair. Natalie Wood's got a pair. They're floating out there at sea. In fact, you know something? I'm surprised that they didn't keep her adrift for a while.
Oh.
Phoebe Cates, Linda Carter each have 3. Hey, I got news for you. Robert Wagner in his day, boy, in those days, he was a lot prettier than she was, than Natalie Wood. The young Robert Wagner. Oh, woo! Charlize Theron's got 4. Michelle Pfeiffer 5. Audrey Hepburn 5. Katharine Hepburn, who's still alive, she's got 5. J-Lo's got 5. Jennifer Connelly's got 6. Angelina Jolie's got 8. Barbara Eden's 8, and she's really great. Don't be late. Now this damn thing's changing again. Just when I think I'm getting caught up. Angelina Jolie's got 9, and Catherine Zeta-Jones 9. Jordana Brewster's got 10.
Oh!
I want to commend this audience on finally getting their ass together, okay? Jordana Brewster's got 10. She is so goddamn beautiful that I'm telling you, you'd like to, just have several meals right off her ass.
Yeah, you too?
Well, I'm thinking about it.
All right.
Sophia Loren 10. Yeah, I'm going to beat that beast to the punch, okay? And, of course, Clarence, forget about him. I think Clarence is eunuch. Bo Derek 14, Elizabeth Taylor 15, Raquel Welch 15, Denise Richards 15. Oh, no. Jordana Brewster's only got 10 and that Denise Richards 15. I think you're making the phony votes.
Yeah.
Halle Berry 19, Marilyn Monroe 25, and Grace Kelly 62.
Oh!
The beautiful, unbelievable Grace Kelly. The former Princess of Monaco.
She died?
Dead.
Yeah.
That goes to show you when you're driving your little sports car real fast on the mountains, on La Montaña. Isn't that what happened to her?
Yep.
She drove right off the edge, just like, what's his name, like James Dean.
Right.
Only she smelled a lot better than he did, I guarantee you that.
Oh.
Here's a lady in Palm Beach. Hello.
Hi, Uncle Neil.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
Belated happy anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Can I change the subject a minute?
Sure, go ahead.
How do you like the new and improved Shane Lewis on Guiding Light?
Much better.
Isn't he cute?
Oh, yeah, he's like a real human being. The other one looked like he came off the spaceship.
Like a Martian, I know.
Yeah, but it was very strange Batman lips.
No, I think this one's really cute.
He would do.
Yeah. And who do you think the stalker is?
Well, we know it's not Olivia.
Right, because she's in jail, so it can't be.
Do we think that maybe it was Richard? I mean, not Richard. I mean, what's his name?
Edmund.
Edmund.
I don't think it's Edmund. See,
No?
every day I think it's somebody different.
Well, it would be too obvious to be Alexandra.
Well, no, and when they thought it was Holly, I thought, well, it can't be Holly because they think it's Holly.
Can I tell you who it is? It just dawned on me.
Who?
What's the butler's name? Because they never paid any attention to them before or used their names, but
Nolan.
Nolan. That's
the
who
butler.
it is.
The butler did it.
I'm telling you, the butler done it.
I even thought maybe it was Lizzie because when that call came from the Spalding Mansion the other day, Lizzie just happened to be home from boarding school.
Huh.
You know?
That could be it.
But see, I didn't think it was Holly, but now it might be Holly because I think she's leaving the show.
Is she really,
Yeah.
after all these years?
Yeah.
You'll notice, speaking of Lizzie, by the way, that like all of the other kids on soap operas, she was about 4 years old one day, and then like a week later she was 12, and then about 2 weeks later she's like 19 and real hot now. So, you know.
And now it's a different Lizzie every week.
Right.
Just about.
So Holly is leaving the show?
Well, I read in Soap Digest that she's going to be on a recurring status, which means we might see her once in a great while.
I'll be damned.
So,
She's been on there for about 500 years. In fact, I think of all the people on that show right now, she's been on there the longest.
I think so.
Yeah. Because she's the original Holly with Roger Thorpe and all that business.
Right. Oh, and Neil, Jordana Brewster used to be on As the World Turns. That's where
Right,
she
exactly. That's why I first saw her. That's when the real beautiful blonde Michelle was on Guiding Light. Remember that, Michelle?
started. Yeah.
Oh.
She's on All My Children.
Is she really?
Mm-hmm.
They get around. In fact, you know who else is on one of the shows, which I saw him yesterday, is the kid that used to play Billy Lewis.
Oh, you're kidding.
The one kind of swishy looking one. I mean, real good looking one.
The fatty looking one.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
See, and I'm sure that bores a lot of people. You know what? Too bad. We don't care. We don't care. That was very refreshing. It was a breath of fresh air to me. George would rather hear about Punky Brewster. He likes punky pie. 11:15 at 560 WQM. Holly's leaving Guiding Light, so you just learned that. That's worth the price of admission. I'll tell you another place where it's worth the price of admission, and that's Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet. And in fact, this weekend, why not take a whole bunch of folks, get them together, all your friends, both of them, and everybody else you know, and head for one of the Emerald Coast locations and have a real feast. You'll find them in Sunrise, North Miami Beach, and the brand new Emerald Coast in Pembroke Pines. They've got 6 different kinds of stoops and soups, and you can try any of them or all of them if you like. Sample dozens of succulent entrees. They've got all kinds of good stuff, chicken and beef dishes and seafood and all kinds of vegetarian stuff. Oriental surf and turf on the weekends, New York strip steak made to your order in the Gourmet Center, a sizzling Asian grill featuring all the good stuff that you're looking for. Teriyaki steak, shrimp, chicken, seafood, hand-carved prime rib, like I said, cooked to your order, and you'll walk out of there with a smile on your face and a big feeling of fullness in your pubic. No headache, because they don't use any MSG or cornstarch, and they use only the best cholesterol-free oils in all their cooking, too. Their buffet at the Emerald Coast features a full salad bar, new sushi bar, fresh shrimp cocktail, and the famous Lobster Fest is back at Emerald Coast, featuring lobster thermidor and lobster bisque as well. If you have any room left at all, which will be a miracle, but it's well worth it, fill it up with some goodies from the dessert bar at Emerald Coast. Pies, cakes, pastries, ice cream with all your favorite toppings, and fresh fruit. What a perfect ending to a gigantic pig out. Emerald Coast, you'll find them in Sunrise, Pine Island at 44th Street. They're on Collins Avenue, just north of 163rd North Miami Beach, and at the intersection of Flamingo and Pembroke Roads in Pembroke Pines. They accept reservations, takeout and delivery available too. Call 954-572-3822. Tell Richard that old Neil told you to call the Emerald Coast for a fantastic, delicious feast. 954-572-3822.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Lollipop, little boy?
No.
Rectum. My butt is burning me. My fat ass has a big red ring. Relief is what I desire. 'Cause my ass feels like it's on fire. Yes. It feels like my ass is on fire. I'll have to get me one of those inflatable tires. 'Cause it burns, burns, Rectum. Like my ass is on fire. My ass is on fire. One thing paprika can do is scorch through the old boot shoe. Burning from what you thought was gas as it shoots from out of your ass.
Oh my God.
It feels like my ass is on fire. I'll have to get me one of those inflatable tires. 'Cause it burns. Like my ass is on fire. My ass is on fire. It feels like my ass is on fire. I'll have to get me one of them inflatable tires. 'Cause it burns. Like my ass is on fire. My ass is on fire. My ass is on fire. My ass is on fire.
11:21 at 560 WQAM. Anyway, you notice how almost everybody dropped off with the soap opera talk?
No, I hadn't noticed now that you mentioned it, though.
Oh, yeah, a whole bunch of people dropped off. You know what? We don't really care. They'll come back. We just had to clean it out a little bit. Here's a lady in Hialeah. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
It's great to hear you sounding so good. And stop flirting around with those strokes. They're no fun.
I know.
I just wanted to comment on Sheridan. You're absolutely right. She's gorgeous.
Isn't she? She doesn't have a pimple on her.
She's really beautiful. But you know what? I think Bethy could be our secret weapon. That girl could wield a roll of duct tape like nobody I ever saw.
Did you? Oh, that's right. Now you're going to see today the one that I saw yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Where she dresses up as the nurse to sneak in to kill Sheridan at the end of the show, and you're going to be amazed. She's got a white wig on, and you're just going to be astonished when you see her. Speaking of the duct tape, old Ma, Mrs. Wallace, she finally waddled over to the phone, but Beth came in time to intercept her before she could make the call. And at the end of the show, she puts all the duct tape back over her puss again and shovels her back in the room, and she's all dolled up as the nurse now. She's a lovely thing.
She's too much. She's the most murderous little witch. I guess she must be a good actress because I can't stand her.
Yeah, and you know, as time is going on, you notice how much more evil she's becoming?
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the one I want them to catch, and I hope Hank catches her because he thinks that she is such a sweet little thing.
Yeah, I'd like to catch him.
Yeah, he ain't bad.
No.
But I wish they hadn't replaced the original Ethan.
Oh, amen. This Ethan is as stiff as it gets.
Yeah, he is.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care of yourself.
Thanks. Okay, we're doing soap opera talk on the Neil Rogers Show.
Oh!
And George is getting really pissed off. Too bad.
What?
We had a good time. At least we got a couple of women calling in anyway.
Oh.
All the men are gone, but that's Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Whatever. I mean, yeah, sure.
What? She'll get some votes.
Sure.
She'll get some votes.
You know how you're always talking about Mousy?
Yeah.
She's the Mousy poster child.
How about Elizabeth? What does this say? I can't read the writing. Elizabeth Shue?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, it's Elizabeth Shue, and yes, she's cute.
How about Andrew Shue?
Who?
He was on that show on Melrose Place.
Never watched it.
Billy on Melrose Place. Well, we're not doing guys anyway, or at least you're not. Jennifer Garner. Do we know who Jennifer Garner is?
Oh,
Well, we don't. What about Rosanna Arquette?
Yeah, she looked good once upon a time.
Let's put Rosanna Arquette on there. Well, we're asking these people their opinions, and if they want to say it, let's put it on there. Give them something to do over the weekend. Here's Vanessa Williams for one of our Schwarzer listeners.
Definitely
put Vanessa on there.
Jennifer Garner from Alias, by the way.
Okay, that's why I don't know.
And does she belong on there or not?
A lot of guys think she's great.
A lot. I hear her name bantied about. But
Jennifer Garner, is it, or Gardner?
Whatever.
Well,
we'll figure it out.
I'll find it.
Okay, yeah, I bet you will.
And I think it's Vanessa L. Williams because of that SAC lawsuit.
Oh, will you stop?
What? You can't refer to her as that. The other woman will sue.
Vanessa L. Williams. It also says Dorothy Dandridge, a close second. Do you remember Dorothy Dandridge?
I do. I saw that movie.
I remember her name. I don't remember. What movie was that?
There were soldiers in it or something.
Oh. And it says, oh, yeah, how about that 2-pack, number 3 with a bullet from yesterday's poll. Excellent. Very good. Oh, this is bad. This is not so very good. Tennessee investigators apologize for gathering protesters' names. So American. The head of the state's top law enforcement agency apologized yesterday for an agent who gathered protesters' names at a peace rally in Nashville. I extend my apologies to the people in this case. Larry Wallace, director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, said during a news conference at the agency's headquarters, information collected at the Wednesday rally of about 300 people in Murfreesboro will not be retained, he said. Wallace said the agent, a 17-year veteran, is being reassigned within the Criminal Investigative Unit. He's worked hard, done a lot of good work, but I don't know what he was thinking, Wallace said. TBI officials pointed out the agent had violated no laws. The rally at Middle Tennessee State University coincided with the Books Not Bombs demonstrations on 230 high school and college campuses across the country on Wednesday. We talked about that. Books Not Bombs. Mm-hmm. And the students all walking out. And just like a lot of the countries are saying at the UN right now, Gornish Telfin in any language. 26 past 11 at 560 WQAM, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Who is the or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies today? Grace Kelly, way ahead. She's 100 lengths ahead. She's like Secretariat in the Belmont and opening up distance on Marilyn Monroe. Interesting to see two dead broads like that in a foot race. You know, for years I've been telling you about the health benefits of Oleomed. I'm popping it every day, and I must tell you my blood pressure is a lot better. It's either because I'm feeling, I don't know, but it is. The stuff works. Oleomed soft gels contain pharmaceutical-grade olive oil, not just ordinary olive oil, not just the regular stuff, but super concentrated olive oil, oleoliva, loaded with health benefits for you. See? See how much better I sound now?
Loaded with health.
Oleomed every day can help reduce the risk of heart disease and high cholesterol. Plus, there are 14 different Oleomed formulas for you to choose from, each one combining pharmaceutical-grade olive oil with vitamins, minerals, and herbals to support specific needs of your health, from bones to blood pressure to your immune system. Just pick out the formulas that are right for you. And now there are 3 new Oleomed formulas, one to help you sleep, one to help you control your weight, and CoQ10 for your heart. You'll find Oleomed at more and more stores because more and more people are like popping it every day. Pick some up today at Publix, Eckerd's, Walgreens, Whole Food Markets, Navarro or Sedano's, or order it online if you like at OleomedAmerica.com. If you want to get some more info, call them and ask away. Call 1-866-OleoMed. That's 1-866-653-6633.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Oh my God, your breasts are beautiful.
Oh yeah, let's play some protest songs. What do you say?
Okay.
I changed my mind. .32 at 560 WQAM. So anyway, Merle Oberon, somebody says, from Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
She's on there now.
Okay.
And it says, and Jennifer Lopez and Daisy Fuentes are actresses, question mark. Well, we debated that and we decided, what the hell?
They're not actresses, but they're on TV.
Yeah, there you go. Well, the poll question does say...
Or in movies.
Yeah. Well, it says actress. But that's close enough for us. And what about Brigitte Bardot? Can you believe it took this long before somebody said Brigitte Bardot?
I thought of her.
Well, let's get her ass on there. And, see, I tried to get the spelling right, so I looked up Marlene Dietrich, because I'm pretty sure it's like M-A-R-L-E-N-E.
Right.
And I look up, I do a search, and it's spelled both ways. Marlena with an E and Marlena with an A. Dietrich, by the way, for little Beaner boy there when he goes to look it up. I mean, you can spell it, huh? Get her on there right away, immediately, if not sooner. Thank you. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Don't forget the QM van will be out at Verizon Wireless this afternoon, 5 to 6. Miguel will be in it, looking real pretty. At 15811 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines, stop by to win sports tickets and register. Oh, God. That's what it says, in quotes, sports tickets, and register to win tickets to an upcoming Marlins home game. If you're really desperate and got nothing to do. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, how you doing?
Great.
I got a couple of choices for your poll over here.
Okay.
One's an old school. I don't know if you have her up yet, but Audrey Hepburn.
She's on there, and she's dead.
I know, Neil. The other one would be that girl who's on Smallville, plays Lana Lang,
Kristen Crook.
Yeah, her.
She's on there.
And Alyssa Milano from Charmed.
Okay, 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Thanks.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay. Alyssa Milano.
Okie dokie.
Got her?
Got her.
Alyssa Milano. I just like saying that. 5670560, pound 560 on it, just like Catherine Deneuve. So how are they doing there at the UN?
All over the world. To pursue peace and to prevent war. These appeals were crowned by a message that the emissary of the Holy See carried to the American president a couple of days ago, in which he considered clearly that war against Iraq is illegitimate and unjust.
Oh, it's from Syria, this guy is saying. Our good friends, the Syrians.
Squirt, squirt.
Sorry, remember our good friends, the Syrians, don't you? Rita Hayward, now her problem with this one is her name wasn't Hayward, it's
Hayworth?
Rita Hayworth. And I think that some old timers would agree with that. Rita Hayworth.
What is Hayworth?
About a nickel. About 30, man.
$8.
And Jacqueline Bissett. Boy, there's so many, you know what?
You're not going to believe this.
What's that?
I'm in here
Jacqueline
having a sneezing
Bissett.
fit. Miguel walks in, and now he's having one just by walking.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, that's a sick building down there. Geldy, I noticed, is sick today again. Did you hear him this morning squeaking even worse than usual? And everybody in there is sneezing and wheezing and coughing and choking and gagging on it. It's a sick. Yeah, we only got 6,000 names on the list. That's a good point. Maybe we should put as many on as we possibly can. Don't need to get hostile.
You asshole.
5670560. Maybe we ought to put Doreen on the list. Here's
list?
Pembroke Park. Hello. Pembroke Park is gone? Can't possibly be. I guarantee you there's somebody in Pembroke Park. Hello. Not there, huh? You know that they're there. Port Charlotte. Hello. Port Charlotte.
Wow.
Is the phone pot open? Are we on the air? Let's try Fort Lauderdale and we'll just go home. Hello.
Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, sir. See it. Damn it. I am home. Yes.
Hello, Neil.
How you doing?
How are you?
Great.
Hey, this poll can go on to the next millennium. I mean, there's no, there's an endless list of beautiful women.
Yeah.
Are there any caveats to this? In other words, beautiful as opposed to like sexy? Like Bridget Bardot was sexy, but she wasn't the most beautiful.
Well, let me read it again. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? I think that speaks for itself.
That speaks for itself. Well, my nomination is Jacqueline Smith, the original Charlie's Angel. She is
Right.
an unbelievable face.
But isn't it Jacqueline?
Jacqueline Smith.
Right.
She had an unbelievable face. Even you would love her.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much. Did we have her on there or did we have somebody else?
Somebody else. We had
we had Kate Jackson.
Kate Jackson, yeah.
Well, now we got Jacqueline Smith. And I know this wouldn't go over big, so I'm not going to say it.
Don't.
Because she really looks bad.
Yeah,
Everybody hates her like poison.
Right, crazy.
Farrah Fawcett. I'm sorry, I didn't say it. You only thought I said Farrah Fawcett. Hey, once upon a time, she was considered to be a real glamour puss.
Yeah.
But that must have been a long time ago. But then again, look at Liz Taylor.
Not now, I won't.
Well, not close to lunchtime.
No.
She's got 17 votes. And the reason being she'd have a lot more than that if people remember, like, what was the name of that movie? Black Velvet?
Right.
Wasn't that
or
it?
that Life with Father or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Movies.
Some crap like that. Who was in Life with Father? Robert Young?
Right. Or somebody. I think
Was
it was
it?
Robert Young.
I don't think so.
Funny
Is
movie.
Robert Young? Robert Young's dead, by the way. We're just throwing these names around for Boca Brian's benefit. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless
who was
line.
the guy that played the Thin Man?
The Thin Man?
Weren't there a series of movies called
Ray
Thin
Innes.
It was?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, that's
The
what Father
Thin
was.
Man?
Yeah. Famous movies. I never saw him.
Ray Milland?
No.
The Invisible Man? Here's
Hard
Miami. Hello.
Hi, how about Heather Locklear and Pamela Anderson-Lee?
Heather Locklear is great. And then he slammed the phone down after you made a nausea. Heather Locklear. Let's put Pam Anderson on there. I don't give a crap what you say. I'll guarantee you that if you had $10 for every guy that used to watch Baywatch when she was on there sitting real close to the TV with his joint in his hand, I guarantee you'd be retired right now. See? No response, because you know it's true.
Oh, no, I'm reading this great article that Jeff Hyde just gave me. I'll fax it right to you.
Heather Locklear and Pamela Sue Anderson.
Pamela Skank.
Pamela Skank Anderson. We're going to get them both on there right away. Get them on there. We don't have enough names on the list, Carlos. Get them on there. Don't pay any attention to this man. What's this article from Fat Boy about? And speaking of Fat Boy, where's my new bed, you tub of crap? You notice how they're all going to do this? And I'm not saying it won't show up one of these days because, but we get him involved. Oh, and the Dow is up 22 points. Oh! Look at that. And the Nasdaq's down only 2.5 points, making a big comeback after those grotesque economic numbers came out 8:30 this morning. Bad employment numbers, bad everything. Consumer confidence yesterday. They said you can't complain about consumer confidence because there isn't any. And stuff like that. I think maybe the reason that the market has turned around a little bit is because they're watching the UN, the debate that's going on.
Non-cooperation are as clear as they are. Thank you. The British ambassador to the United Nations, Sir Jeremy Greenstock, with once again a very tough line suggesting that the British and U.S. governments are not going to wait much longer. A formal proposal we expect from the British government to be announced when Jack Straw, the British Foreign Secretary...
I think it's going to be the last straw. They got a Chinaman's chance in hell.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
Stick it and stick it. Meet Joe. He's rich. He's handsome. He has great taste in furniture. And he has 20 beautiful women interested in him. But there's a twist. He's not interested in them. It's Joe Homosexual, Fox's newest reality romance show. See what happens when these lovely ladies try to get Joe to switch teams.
But he didn't want to talk to me at all. He just wanted to see more pictures of my brother.
Don't miss Joe Homosexual.
We were supposed to have a romantic dinner together alone, but I didn't know he was also bringing Cliff, his friend.
And be sure to catch the final episode of Joe Homosexual when Joe pops the big question. Sandra?
Yes, Joe?
Would you leave me and Cliff alone for a few minutes?
Whatever.
Joe Homosexual, right after Boston Public Bathhouse, only on Fox.
11:45. I'll tell you one thing. These two faxes you just sent me are pretty revolutionary. First of all, the one from Fat Boy, he better watch his big fat ass, okay? Did you read it?
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to be talking about that on the air.
No, this is an FYI kind of thing, I'm sure.
Oh, I see. Well, what do I care about that?
That's part of the soap opera.
I see. We're not talking about soap operas anymore, okay? The whole audience is gone from that crap. That was your idea anyway. No, seriously, we can't afford to be talking about soap operas on the show.
Oh, come on. One more hour.
And as far as Fat Boy is concerned, a big fat troublemaker.
That's my opinion. I'm Mike Disney.
Always has been, always will be. Give me that mattress up here, Fat Boy, and quit stirring the pot.
What's in it?
George says he don't need you stirring it before he smokes it. Now, this other fax, did you read this?
No.
From Dan?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You got it there?
I got it.
It says, did you mention the lovely Betty Page? I have no idea who that is. Do you?
She's a pinup. She's never been on TV, or she made movies, but they were like burlesque movies. You know what I mean? Not real movies.
And then, Daisy Fuentes shouldn't be on this either when it come right down.
Well, that's why I was talking. She hosts like game shows, that America's Funniest Videos.
She's not an actress.
Right.
That would be like saying Vanna White.
Right.
Get her off of there, Daisy Fuentes. I don't think she's
I'll go get her
anyway. Get her off. It says, don't forget Jane Mansfield. We don't, Dan. Let's get her on there. And also Mamie Van Doren. He's got two good choices there. But then, the other part of this is so extraordinary, shocking. It says also, I most humbly apologize for the extra votes for Key West the other night. It shouldn't be the most reviled hole of corruption in the known universe, and that comes from one who used to live in goddamn Okeechobee. The pull was kind of a catharsis for me, says Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Are you following this?
Yeah.
Dan. Don't do it again, Dan. Who diddled with our poll. I mean, like 150 or 200 extra votes for Key West. He was banging it all night long, evidently.
Screwed up all our plans.
But we were onto him. We knew nobody could touch Miami as the most overrated city in the universe. Speaking of The Sopranos, James Gandolfini, star of The Sopranos, has filed a complaint claiming HBO breached his contract for a 5th season, the newspaper said. In the complaint filed in L.A. Superior Court, Gandolfini says HBO missed a deadline for advising the actor that his services would be needed for a 5th season, scheduled to begin filming on March 24. This doesn't mean he will not show up for work on March 24, Martin Singer, his lawyer, told the Daily News for our Friday editions, but we'll have till then to evaluate what to do. We're seeking a declaration from the court that he does not legally have to render acting services for this season. The Daily News is reporting that Gandolfini earns about $400,000 an episode, including bonuses, is seeking $750,000 an episode. AOL Time Warner is the parent company of HBO. And CNN, certainly not news, where that Dr. Gupta is giving bad information on there, and I emailed him this morning and bitched him out. I'll never hear anything again. Yeah, but I felt better doing it, you know?
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I felt better emailing my disgust and dismay the fact that he's putting on this horrendous information about pancakes and waffles are two great foods for breakfast if you want to keep, like, steady blood sugar. If you want to keep your blood sugar up to 500 all day, that's a good idea. And be sure and use, like, lots of extra maple syrup on your flapjacks, you idiots. So what's the Mexico guy saying?
In which humanity can fully deposit its trust. Thank you.
You're welcome. He said, muchas gracias and adios, and that was it. I don't think it's looking too good for this resolution, so last night, like he said, we don't need the freaking UN, and we're just going to go in anyway. Isn't that what he said?
Something like that.
It's done. It's a done deal. Let's go.
I sure know.
Now, they showed a poll this morning on Certainly Not News that 58 to 36%. If they had to choose between waiting until the UN passes a second resolution, 58% said, let's wait. Let's have the whole world doing it on our side. And only 36% said, let the U.S. go in there and do it alone, or like with the Brits, or whatever other silly assholes will do it with us. How do you like that? Not looking too great. And Colin Powell looks like he's got a twitching colon this morning. Not looking too happy. Here's Hialeah. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got two of them for you that if you don't put them on, Hammer will probably be pissed off.
Okay.
Olivia de Havilland.
Yeah.
And Maureen O'Hara.
Boca Brian would be upset.
I know Hammer would be upset. He loves Olivia de Havilland.
Yeah. Maybe he can hook up the beast with her.
Probably. Have a good one.
Thanks. Olivia de Havilland and Maureen O'Hara. You got those?
Mm-hmm.
You got Francis O'Hare?
Who?
5670560, pound 560 on the 18th. Nobody's catching Grace Kelly, I'll tell you that. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? Grace Kelly's got 70 votes. Halle Berry and Marilyn Monroe are tied for second, 28. Raquel Welch, 20. Denise Richards, 19. Liz Taylor, 19. Catherine Zeta-Jones, 18. Sophia Loren, 15. Bo Derek. You know, if you take one E out of Bo Derek, you've got Drek. Bo Derek, 14. Barbara Eden, 12. Angelina Jolie, 11. And Jordana Brewster's only got 10. Oh, now she just moved to 11. Thank the Lord. She just hopped up there with Angelina Jolie. Would you like to see her hop on Angelina Jolie?
Sure.
Or the other way around?
Either.
Here's a call from Port Charlotte. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
The best of all, Lena Horne.
Lena Horne was beautiful.
Yes, sir.
And had a great voice.
Oh,
but
yes.
Was Lena Horne an actress, though? Was she in movies?
She was in Stormy Weather. That was
Stormy Weather.
Movie.
Excellent choice, sir. Thank you.
She was also on The Cosby Show.
She was on what?
The Cosby Show.
Well, who cares? You're the one who watched The Cosby Show?
That was him.
Nobody watched The Cosby Show. Black people didn't watch it. White people didn't watch it. But little beaner boy Carlos watched it.
Hey, they had it on at the shelter. It's not like he had a choice.
I see. She was on The Cosby Show. Boy, there's a guy. If he would have just stuck with his Jell-O pudding spots,
right,
you know, we could have handled him. And I Spy with Robert Culp. That's before your time. That was a good show. That was a damn good show. It was pretty weak. 56705. There's Jack Straw and Colin Rowland.
41.
Here's Roland Colin.
Active,
and unconditional cooperation.
And Jack Straw's nodding his head.
Not later, immediate. Not passive, active. Not conditional, unconditional in every respect. Unfortunately, in my judgment, despite some of the progress that has been mentioned, I still find what I've heard this morning a catalog still of non-cooperation.
Jack Straw's nodding his head so hard that it's about to fall off because he knows that Colin will whip out those pictures of Tony Blair and Prince Charlie doing it. Yeah, I'm telling you. And then that picture of that Billy Goat humping the Queen. You watch. He's got the pictures right in his coat pocket.
We know exist.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Fort Lauderdale. Can this be again? I guess it sure could. Let's try Key Largo. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
McDonald's is did you hear McDonald's is taking the French out of French fries?
Yeah.
One dollar tetas, Maria, one dollar tetas.
Here's Pompano. Hello.
Neil, I have one to give Grace Kelly a run for her money.
Okay.
Ginger from Gilligan's Island.
Ginger from Gilligan's Island.
Tina Louise?
Is that Ginger Rogers? I have no idea who that is. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. They're running a little grim. We might better put Colin Powell on for a minute, you know?
Of military force.
But I don't think so. Here's a call from Sunrise. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, who am I speaking to?
Neil Rogers.
Oh, Neil?
Star of Stage, Screen, and Paradise.
Neil, I called before, and I mentioned Loretta Young. What do you think about it?
You called before what?
I mentioned Loretta Young.
Yeah. You mentioned to who? Who did you speak to?
Somebody answered the telephone. I don't know. He said he would put her on the list. I'm checking with you. What do you think?
He's not putting her on the list. He lied to you.
Oh, okay.
I say put her on there. She's, if you're over the age of 100 like us, like you and me, why not?
Right.
Okay, thank you. Be sure and take your medicine. You got Loretta Young on there?
We do now.
She won't get any votes, but put her on there anyway. Keep him happy. Listener Dave says put Katie Holmes on the list.
Sure.
Katie Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
No relation to John. She's a cutie. She's on one of those teen shows, one of those Dawson's 38 Creek 902.
Oh, one of those WB shows,
yeah,
Dawson's Creek, Easy View, Everwood, Easy this
one
and
of
that.
those. She's
Easy
a
in and out.
She's hot.
Right. Okay, Katie Holmes, let's get her on there.
Oh!
What do you say?
Cream puff.
Who? 567-0560.
Lamb chop.
Oh, and guess what? Are these cholesterol busters for you? Wait till it's right in the middle of lunchtime. I'm going to help people with their diet. Oh, and this is a study from the University of Toronto, eh? It said the reductions in cholesterol are surprising. Instead of taking all of those pills that they keep trying to peddle, Zocor and what are some of the those statin drugs?
Side effects.
Yeah, they have bad side effects. But anyway, instead of taking those, they got an amazing new diet, vegetarian diet, and it says the reductions in cholesterol are amazing. Most dietitians wouldn't expect this sort of reduction through dietary means. Whether most people would stick with such a diet is another matter. It says because it involves daily okra, eggplant, and Metamucil, among other things. Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah.
Okra, eggplant, and Metamucil.
Oprah.
It's called the Portfolio Diet. And Cyril Kendall, who's from the University of Toronto, presented his findings at a meeting in Miami Beach yesterday at the American Heart Association. The research was sponsored by the Canadian government, the Almond Board of California, and food companies Unilever Canada and Loblaw brands. So I wish I had a Loblaw by me here. It was a pretty impressive result, he said. The diet is based on a low-fat vegetarian regimen that emphasizes foods shown individually to be beneficial: soy, soluble fiber, plant sterols, and almonds. Sources of soluble fiber include oats, barley, legumes, eggplant, okra, and Metamucil. Some brands of margarine are high in plant sterols. Sounds like a wiener to me. I'm going to go hop out at Loblaw's right now, as a matter of fact. What do you think's in my 2 packages downstairs?
2-pack.
Drugs.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
this is Dick Cheney. I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
There's a new prescription drug whose name says it all.
Zytofex.
Finally, a prescription medicine that always gives you more than you'd expect.
Zytofex.
Isn't it time you experienced Zytofex?
May cause loss of blood, loss of hearing, loss of virginity, vertigo, impetigo, impotence, imprisonment, shrinkage of the genitals, enlargement of the genitals, softening of the brain, softening of the stool, loose stools, bar stools, toadstools, huge prehistoric bats swooping out of the sky and eating your dog, halitosis, Halle Berry, beriberi, Manilow, rectal bleeding, rectal numbness, numbnuts, chest pains, hunger pains, dry mouth, cotton mouth, large mouth, small mouth, hell mouth, or death.
Zytofex is perfect for everyone.
Not intended for women who are pregnant, women who are men who are pregnant, children with dogs who are pregnant, the elderly, the young, kitty cats, Steve Perry, tadpoles who are pregnant, and pregnant pauses. In disclaimers like these.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Zytofex and find out if it's responsible for the mysterious pustulant growth under your left armpit.
Zytofex.
It's 12 o'clock, 12 noon. The big hands on a little hand here at 560 WQM. Golf stuff heavy duty this afternoon. I hope Mad Dog and Hank both get a chance to smooth things out over there with the people at Doral.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think after that grotesque display between Moe and Doreen this morning, having a big brawl right there on the goddamn course? Shameful. So anyway, the Mad Dog and Hank will both be doing their shows at Doral. I finally figured out what that 10-minute gap is before the Panther game is.
What's that?
It's a chance, 10 minutes for them to turn it off before they realize we've got a hockey game on. Panthers and the Thrashers in Atlanta tonight. Any interest?
No.
Panthers who just fired 2 coaches, brought Dwayne Sutter back. Bad move. Bad. Anyway, our poll today, we're getting a phenomenal response as usual, and we only have about, do you think we need a few more choices, Carlos?
About 30 minutes.
I think I just snorted. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? And we've got a list as long as John Holmes' leg. Heather Locklear, Pamela Anderson. Are we identifying her as Pam Anderson? And don't say slut.
I think it's
slut.
I don't know, Pamela Lee.
Pamela
Anderson Lee. I have no idea what she's calling herself.
Put Pam Anderson on it. I don't know who it is. What'd you put?
I just put it on there as Pamela Anderson.
Fine. Grace Kelly, who's killing everybody, man. She is way ahead. Of course, if she keeps going that fast, could be bad.
Boy!
Marilyn Monroe. The beautiful Jordana Brewster, who I don't care what anybody says. She is as good as it gets. She is as beautiful as it gets. Elizabeth Taylor, Bo Derek, Halle Berry, Denise Richards, J-Lo, Katharine Hepburn, Angelina Jolie, Christy Crook, who's on Smallville, Lana, who just can't get laid for love or money. She just wants to take a look at it, Clark. And the spaceship, too. Audrey Hepburn, Linda Carter. Amazing how many votes we got for Audrey Hepburn. Well, how many votes does she have, actually?
10.
Does she?
Yeah. Can we interrupt this scintillating list reading for a very important bulletin?
Yes.
Hey, it's the Beast. I actually made it this time.
I thought you were coming at 12:30.
I got here early just for you.
You fat tub of crap, and?
I love you, too.
Yeah.
229.
Well, that's not too bad. That's 4 pounds less than last time, right?
2.
Like I said, it's 2 pounds less than last time. 229, he started 284, so he's lost 55 pounds.
I really think it's going to speed up now because I'm getting a personal trainer and everything. I'm going to start doing the exercise thing and all that stuff.
It's about time, you fat tub of crap. Plus, in addition to which, you only got 19 days until your big date.
Yeah, we really shouldn't talk about that, to be honest with you.
Why not?
Because I feel like...
a patsy? A tool?
Yeah, they put my Rush Limbaugh type picture on the website, and I don't think it's really getting me anywhere.
You mean that huge... Well, how many contestants do we have so far? How many entrants?
Do we have any crickets chirping somewhere?
You mean the big zero, huh?
No, I'm not privy to that information, but...
I see.
I'm not sure,
Maybe you can pass some of your slopovers off to Clarence.
Actually, that's his idea, to be honest with you. That was his original idea.
I'm sure it is. Well, I got news for you. If they don't want to touch you, what do you think they're going to want to do with him? Anybody out there who wants to get laid, and I think you should have started like at 91, not 21. If you're over the age of 91 and you want one last fling, here's your chance.
Right.
May not be good. You may not be able to find it, but what difference does it make?
I figure some chick's going to want to use me for a trip to the Bahamas, right?
No.
You'd think.
You'd think.
No.
No?
Mm-mm. Not when they see that picture.
That was like 50 pounds ago, though.
It's one thing to have a size 42 waist. It's another thing to have a size 42 head. It's a little big. It's a little large.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you. You'll need it. So nice going there. 55 pounds. You're feeling okay?
Yeah, Feel great.
Well, what made you sick? We just had the corporate crud like everybody else?
Basically, yeah. That sort of flu-ish type symptoms.
And listen, the rumor I'm hearing is that if nobody else signs up on your thing, maybe Doreen will help you out.
I think she's busy with Howard.
That's what Moe told me. Anyway, get out of here. So we got Halle Berry, Denise Richards, J-Lo, Katharine Hepburn. Oh, I'm way down here. Jennifer Connelly, Raquel Welch, Sophia Loren. It's going to take me an hour just to read the names on here. Barbara Eden, Charlize Theron, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Phoebe Cates, Brooke Shields, Isabel Rossellini, Ingrid Bergman, Kim Novak, Jean Tierney, Catherine Deneuve, Anne Margaret, Mackenzie Westmore, Michelle Pfeiffer, Ava Gardner, Kate Jackson, Ashley Judd, Susan Day, Vivian Lee, Tippi Hedren, Nikki Cox, Daisy Fuente. We crossed her out, right?
Yeah.
Get her out of there. She ain't no actress. Christina Applegate, Cameron Diaz, Brooke Burke, Jackie Johnson, your favorite weather lady, Vanessa Williams, Vanessa L. Williams, Roseanne Arquette, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Is that Jennifer L. Hewitt?
Yeah, whatever.
Elizabeth Shue, Jennifer Gardner, Jacqueline Smith, Marlena Dietrich, Merle Oberon, Bridget Bardot, Alyssa Milano, Rita Hayworth, Jacqueline Bissett. Jesus, I gotta turn the page over here. I'm getting a headache from this. Jane Mansfield, Mamie Van Doren, Olivia de Havilland, Maureen O'Hara, Lena Horne, Loretta Young, Katie Holmes, and Elizabeth Hurley. Huh? A spectacular list, if you ask me. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Carlos says we can't take more than another 40 or 50 names. Is that what you just said?
Right.
Tops. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? It's Greg.
How
Hey,
you
Joe,
doing?
I can't believe you forgot B. Arthur. I didn't see his name on the list.
Yeah, its name. Yeah, okay, good one. 5670560. She's going to be on that butcher list that we're going to do. Who's the butchest of them all?
Okay.
Or in her case, who's the bitchiest of them all? She was really, I don't like B. Arthur at all. Do you?
No.
I mean, the Jeffersons was great.
Uh-huh.
But they should have stopped right there. You know, All in the Family we loved everybody on that show.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jeffersons was sensational, in spite of what Tom Jicka said. But then, like I said, should have stopped there, and then they had to push it a little further with Maude. Bad move.
No, they did tackle some real controversial issues on that show, but unfortunately you had to see her on there.
Yeah, and him.
Yeah.
Walter.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
But Adrienne's Barbeau's made up for all of it.
Oh, Adrienne's Bubeau.
Her magical bouncing Barbeau's.
I almost forgot about her. Are we putting her on the list?
Whatever.
No. Here's Miami Lakes. Hello. Miami Lakes.
Yeah, hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Good. Take Jolie off. She's got no butt.
Who?
Jolie, Angelina Jolie.
Take her off?
Yeah, she's got no ass.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, now that, you know something, maybe we'll do that this hour. Instead of putting more on, we'll take some off. There you go.
Where are you going, Carlos? Come back.
Yeah, let's take some of these names off of there. Probably got too many anyway. We're trying to do you a favor. 5670560. Don't let me forget during the break. I gotta close that window. Gonna start freezing in here. And also go downstairs and get my packages. And then by the time I get back, it'll be 1 o'clock.
Oh!
Here's a call from Perrine. Hello.
Happy Friday, Neil.
And back to you.
What about Brittany Daniels from Joe Dirt? I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
Brittany Daniels?
Yeah, Brittany Daniels. Blonde girl, beautiful. I don't know if
You know who that is, George?
Nope.
Carlos, you know who that is?
No. Did he say from Joe Dirt?
Yeah.
Anybody heterosexual, go rent Joe Dirt.
Sure it's not Jamie Presley?
No, not Jamie Presley. Brittany Daniels.
Okay, we got it.
Check it out, thanks.
Okay. We got it down. He sounded like he knew what he was talking about, which is more than I can say for some people who are watching the TV screens under overpasses without cable. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. B sounded pretty distraught over that contest.
Yeah.
Distraught, embarrassed.
Uh-huh.
Why do they keep doing things like that? Well, you know, in his case, I guess he doesn't care. He wants to be the guinea pig. He's got half of that down anyway.
By the way, Brittany Daniels, definitely.
Oh, you got her picture on the website?
Yeah, I remembered which one she was for that movie.
All right.
There you go.
And Miguel
Brittany
also
Daniels,
agrees.
she's on there. Here's Igor Ivanov, the foreign minister of Russia, Ruskies.
Lies.
Perfect.
The special responsibility we have at the moment, and the choice which we will have to make.
Jez.
If we succeed through our joint efforts at resolving the Iraq crisis pursuant to the United Nations Charter. This, of course, will have a positive effect on our efforts at settling other...
See, it's not sounding too promising. This is just an exercise is what they're doing, you know. They always tell us that exercise is good for everybody, although I don't think they'd agree with this one. It's just an exercise, because when they get to the vote, it's going to be yet, nay, not good. And they'll say, okay, we get the message, now let's start dropping the bombs. Am I right?
Right.
Here's a call from Key Biscayne. Hello.
Yeah, hey. Am
Yes,
I
sir.
there? Hello?
Speak to me.
Okay. You should have different categories. Linda Lovelace for porn.
Yeah.
That's it.
TV, okay.
Okay?
Thank you. You don't have to sound sheepish about it. Linda Lovelace. I mean, she was all right.
Okay.
Huh? She was a little kind of beat up toward the end there. A little
I thought
nasty
she was
looking.
skanky at the time.
You thought at the time she was scabby? No,
Yeah.
you're thinking of Harry Reams.
Him too.
Linda Lovelace. Put her on there. Carlos has no idea who that is. In fact, wasn't Greg asking that a lot of times? Who's Deep Throat? Who's the mole? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 10 past noon at QM. We got the Mad Dog at 1 out at Doral, where they're still cleaning up the mess from the food fight between Moe and Doreen this morning. Like a couple little children heaving crap at each other. And when he picks up that bag, man, Moe can really heave some heavy crap. Hey, if you're still reluctant about ordering a bed over the phone, don't hesitate for a second, because a lot of us smart people, over 1 million, have bought a mattress over the phone from Dollar Mattress, and hundreds more are doing it every week, because it's the smart way to do it. I've been telling you about this intelligent way to shop for a long time to get you a great night's sleep for years to come. Just one easy call from right sitting there on your ass. That'll do it. Call 1-800-MATTRES right now, and you'll be guaranteed a great night's sleep from Dollar Mattress, which I should know because I use them all the time. They carry Sealy, Serta, Simmons, King Coil in every size and style, and Dollar Mattress is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Dollar Mattress has more repeat and referral customers than anybody in the universe because they know how to treat you right, and you'll be doing business with them the rest of your life. Don't forget, when you buy a mattress from Dollar Mattress, they take away the crappy old smelly bedding and set up the brand new one for you for free. Let me say it again, because I know it's revolutionary. Dollar Mattress takes away the crappy, smelly old bedding, worn out, crap, and sets up your great brand new one absolutely for free. So make the call right now, and they'll be knocking on your door whenever it's convenient for you in no time at all, and enjoy a great night's sleep for weeks and months and years to come. Call now, 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRES.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Friday, you bastards.
Administrations to be respected.
Very good. You may continue. No tricks.
Enough! 12:16 at 560 WQAM. A class action lawsuit challenges the constitutionality of a 19th century ordinance that bans the use of lewd and filthy words. The suit filed in U.S. District Court stems from the October arrest of Salvador Garcia, 17, who was charged with violating the ordinance after flashing gang signs and shouting, "King Love" and "Dragon Killer." You ready for that?
Okay.
Whatever you do, don't say,
"John Killer."
Defense attorneys Thomas Morrissey and Robert Farley said Garcia never made the statements. Morrissey said, however, the importance of the case extends beyond Garcia because the ordinance has an impact on people's right to speak. This was in Chicago. It allows the unbridled discretion of the police officer to determine what's an appropriate word or act by a citizen, he told Wednesday's Chicago Sun-Times. Morrissey said the ordinance often is a pretext for arresting people when police have no other reason to do so. During city budget hearings last fall in Chicago, figures showed the ordinance against indecent loot or filthy acts brought in $144,000 in fines, mostly for public urination.
Squirt, squirt.
The fine currently is $300. Morrissey and Farley said Garcia was arrested while watching TV with a friend in an apartment that was raided by police. The two were told to wait against a fence outside the building. Lawyers said Garcia was arrested after he asked police what he and his friend had done wrong. That'll teach him. Open up a mouth and be a smart ass, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Zion America, baby. So I think maybe they'll use this UN action today when they take the final vote later on. I think they'll use the action as an excuse to say, well, we did our best, we tried to convince you, and the UN is a paper tiger and you won't go along, and that's it. Right?
Right.
If you missed Barry Jackass's column, get the sports section out of the trash. Get it out of the bottom of your birdcage from the Herald this morning. David and WQM Milestone morning show at the 1 year mark. A scandalous, I think basically Greg threw him under the bus. Getting pretty crowded under here, by the way. Yeah. Move over, Mo. It's getting crowded here under the bus. One thing about Greg Reed. When's the last time you ever read him say anything in public good about anybody that works for him? You notice that? When's the last time that happened?
I'm thinking.
Think about it.
I'll
Put
get
on
back
your
to you.
thinking cap. Yeah. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Here's Davey. Hello. Davey.
Yes.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Yes, Neil.
Yes.
I have the winner to your poll. The
Okay.
Sexiest woman. She's a woman. Do you
Good.
remember Julie Newmar?
Julie Newmar. She
That
was
woman?
mentioned today.
Pardon
You know?
me?
By me.
She was on Batman.
Right. What do you think of her?
She's okay.
She admitted sex appeal. You know, she wasn't just gorgeous. She wasn't, you know what I mean? Only a few.
She was almost as pretty as Robin. That's right. Okay, thanks. As Robin Redbreast. Yeah, I guess she was the Catwoman on the show yesterday.
Okay.
Although the villain, this is one, what the hell was his name? The
Sandman?
Was that it? The Sandman?
I
think
that
that's
was
what it
one of
was. The Sandman. Never seen him before. Although I've seen the actor. He was an actor that used to be like in Outer Limits a lot. Very popular character actor. 5670560, pound 560. How is what's her name doing, Sheridan? She still got one vote? Oh. Mackenzie Westmore, the beautiful blonde who plays Sheridan on Passions, still has only got one vote. You'll be sorry. One of these days when you finally get around when by accident you flop upon your eyes upon her body and you'll say to me, hey, is that who you're talking about? Here's Miami. Hello. Miami.
Oh, Neil?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
I am.
Here's a plus 10 on the Peter meter. Ava Gardner.
Yeah, she's on there.
Oh, is she? Oh, I'm sorry, I
Mhm.
didn't hear it.
Frank Sinatra said she was okay, too.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. She was beautiful. In fact, there's a whole big thing about he was obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever read that book about Frank Sinatra?
No. I would read a book about Frank Sinatra.
I did. Pretty scathing. It was like the
Yeah.
unauthorized biography, just a scathing rip job. And he was obsessed
yeah.
with her. And like, even after she dumped him, he just wouldn't take no for an answer.
Huh.
You know what I mean? You know how he and his crowd always reacted, a little hostile. 5670560.
Whoa.
Yeah, kind of like Doreen and Moe. Boy, I would like to have been a fly on the wall on the, somewhere.
I wish I'd had a camcorder there.
Wouldn't that have been great? We could have put all the pictures right on our
yeah.
website.
Pictures. Video stream, baby.
Moe duking it out with Doreen. I think I give her the edge. Here's a call from Cleveland. Hello.
Yeah, we're legit. How are you, Neil? Yep.
What is it?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
He's legit.
What did he say?
We're legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was Reverend Jones again, or one of those crackpots. 5670, but see, when they call it line 9, Carlos always buys it, no matter what it is. Oh, here's a call from the Craters on the Moon. Oh, yeah, here you go. Craters on the Moon, Neil. Not that Carlos is a little bit slow, but under the overpass, you don't have a lot of interaction with, like, real living and breathing people. And then, of course, he comes to QAM, so at least it's consistent. Here's North Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Listen, I got two names for you, and I got my favorite number 3 hockey player.
Yeah.
Let's see, how about Julie Christie?
Julie Christie's good.
How about Diane Cannon?
How about Frank Cannon?
And my favorite number 3 hockey player was, I know he played on a crummy Detroit team back in the early mid-70s, Dennis Hextall.
He was number 3?
I think so.
Could have fooled me.
Where was he?
I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. It was so obscure that who the hell would know?
I know, red-haired guy who was always getting into fights.
Yeah. At least you didn't say Denise Potvin anyway, number 5. Okay, thanks a lot. Denise Potvin, baby, he's the best. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Did you get your Panther playoff tickets?
Did I?
Just a joke. It's just a joke. There ain't going to be no playoffs. It's just a little bit of a joke. And the way the Leafs are going right now, it's a damn good thing they had a really big lead there on everybody for the playoffs because it's going to be over real quick. Owen Nolan or no Owen Nolan, okay? Who the hell are they kidding? 73 votes for Grace Kelly, the most beautiful actress in TV or the movies. 73 votes for the magnificent, beautiful Grace Kelly. A lot of people wanted to look in her rear window. Marilyn Monroe, 32. Halle Berry, 32. In fact, George wouldn't have minded sticking his tongue in her rear window, and I would have liked to see her slam that thing right down on it. Halle Berry and Marilyn Monroe tied for second, 32. Sophia Loren, 23. Raquel Welch, 23. We've sure run a gamut with the age barrier on this, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got some of those WB and Fox shows people, and then we've gone all the way to Loretta Young and Loretta Swit.
How come we're not putting Clara Bow on there since we're getting old?
Yeah, we got Marlena Dietrich.
Yeah. Let's put the It Girl down.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Here's Miami Lakes. Hello.
All right, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I have to second one of the guys earlier callers that said take off Angelina Jolie. She's a skank.
Is she?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it with George's thing. And
if he had one.
If he had one, true. What about Heather Locklear? I haven't heard anybody mention her
How
yet.
come we don't have her on here? Is she
She
small
is on
potatoes?
there. We said
Oh, she
that.
is on there.
Oh,
Sorry,
she is on there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
Thank
have
God.
access to the web.
Well, I
My
mean,
bad.
we've only got 600 on there. It's kind of hard to keep track, you know.
And Neil, I think it's a trip what you're doing with the new Condoleezza song. You know, hit me with that drop low without your ass. There.
Oh. Okay, good. They love that. Mm-hmm. They're humming it. They're singing it. They're squeezing it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Don't forget the QM van. Oh, don't let me forget to close my window during the next break.
Don't forget to close your window.
Already did it. Already did it on the last break. You're supposed to remind me on the last break.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
You forgot. I didn't. Say, who's the one that had the stroke? Who's the one that had the pulmonary embolism? Oh, that's right. You're in that studio, though, getting really sick in that sick room. QAM van will be out at Verizon Wireless this afternoon, 5 to 6 p.m., and maybe Miguel will let you take a look at it. 15811 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. Stop by to win sports tickets and register to win tickets to an upcoming Marlins home game. That sounds pretty marginal to me, doesn't it?
Don't get me started.
Maybe Doreen put him up to it. You know, she's always running him around like her lackey.
Yeah. What do you want
Here's
me to say to
Pembroke
that?
Park. Hello.
Yes, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir? My choice is Valerie Bertinelli.
Valerie Bertinelli was cute as a button.
Yep. And
Not beautiful, though.
And
But anyway.
can't you get Boca Brian or Carlos to put the words to the Condoleezza song on the website so we can sing it?
No.
Oh, all righty.
Have a nice day. Don't push your luck, okay? There. That's as much as we're doing today. Maybe on Monday we'll do. And then on Tuesday. And that's it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Greg Reed says, what was that one operative line in that column? Did I throw that away?
I'll fill.
You know, it's interesting because my luck. No, here it is. Because I did Schmidtkin it, I wadded it up and I threw it on the floor. Because during the breaks, what I do is I told you, I got my garbage sack. And I just throw all the used stuff in the garbage sack. Well, my luck being that this one is sitting right down there. How do you like that?
Great.
And he says, I've had concerns about the daily quality of the show, meaning the Mo Howard David Morning Show on QAM, the lack of humor and the lack of invigorating sports talk. He says, I still have the same concerns. We are going to try to do some things to spruce it up. I still have the same concerns, I think, is the obvious operative part of that sentence. In other words, Mo.
Greg hates you.
How do you like that? Huh? I don't want to get him all nervous and paranoid with the big weekend coming up, but Mo.
Greg hates you.
And Doreen hates you, too.
Greg hates you.
Mo. Now us? Well, out of sight, out of mind. You know how it goes?
Yep.
What comes around goes around, Mo. When you try to butcher up everybody else's life, when you're a cantankerous old coot, when you're making nasty comments about Fat Hank, we take it very personal on this station, okay? Talking about how everybody's treating him. How about the way he's treating everybody else? Don't you think we ought to look at that, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's take a little peek at that, Mo, since you're so concerned with everybody else throwing your ass under the bus. Probably ought to have a hernia from all... Oh, Faye Dunaway. I don't think so.
Notice I put a little question mark down there.
Whoa. Faye Dunaway.
Faye.
Now... Is that when she was in Network or in Evita Peron that she was the loveliest? I'm not really
sure. I can't
sure.
think of a time when she didn't.
I mean, I like Faye Dunaway as an actress.
Right. But bizarre looking.
But don't tell me that she's the most beautiful woman, the actress, radio or TV or movies or, maybe on radio she'd be a beautiful actress.
Yeah, there you go.
In fact, I think The Beast is the most beautiful talk I ever seen on radio. 28 past noon at 560 WQM. We got a big, huge night at Pompano Park tonight. The only horse racing fireworks stunt show in the world will be going on tonight at Pompano Park. It's called Hot to Trot. Australian stuntman Vincent Silvestro and his wonder horse Hand Me Silver will amaze you as Vincent stands on the shaft of his Aussie race bike, holds the reins in his teeth, 15,000 candle power marine flares in his hands, and while Hand Me Silver races around the dark track, shoots off more than 2,000 rounds of fireworks from the back of his race bike. And the grand finale is as exciting as Macy's July 4th display. It's really something to see. General parking admission is always free at Pompano Park. Fireworks show 9 o'clock tonight, along with exciting harness racing action. Of course, starting at 7 o'clock tonight, free miniature horse rides, free face painting, and clowns for the kids, and live music, too. I wonder if they'll have a clown face for Mickey McNichol. Probably.
No.
And don't forget to come out to Pompano Park next Saturday, March 15, and win a vacation trip or two to Treasure Cay Resort and Marina Abaco in the Bahamas. We got great live racing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and we got simulcasting every day, 7 days a week, from tracks all over North America. At Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. Don't forget, tonight's the big Hot to Trot horse racing fireworks stunt show at Pompano Park.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Welcome back to the highly dated Moe Howard and David show. Hey, how about that last book, huh? Why, sure. I knew when I came in here I'd put this joint on the map.
You're the greatest, Mo.
Got that right, kiddo. Why, I'm the cat's meow.
Meow.
Now, this here's cause for a little cerebral celebration.
Yeah.
And I tell you just what I'm gonna do.
What's that, Mo?
I'm gonna go down that hall and take a dump right in front of the door to that pipe smoker's studio.
You mean you're gonna...
That's right. I'm gonna give it a good squat and leave a little souvenir for our Jew-Canadian faggot friend.
Right there on the carpet?
And another thing. Before I go, I would like to propose a toast to our success.
With what?
Drink from my holy Charlie Chalice. I mean my holy chalice. Whatever. Take a drink of that.
Away from me.
Are you sliping of my impotent power?
No, my lord, but I...
Drink the nectar from the loins of greatness. That's it. Now here, keep it on my green checkered pants. I got a job to do. Yeah, perfect.
Howard?
There, Duff.
What do you...
What do you know? What do you say?
Is that... Are you...
What are you looking at, Baldy Bean? None of your beeswax, pal. Now I am Scray. There. That ought to show that Johnson Yakin poof. Hey! What's going on? Where am I? Looks like some kind of spaceship or a strip of a joint. Hey! I can't move! Hey, you, Gray Boy! I demand you let me out of these things!
You are to be probed.
Probed? What do you mean, probed?
Cleanse human anal port.
Ow! Say, That ain't half bad.
Insert probe.
Now wait, something you know what?
Engage vibration. Impregnation complete.
Pregnant? Come on, real men don't have the babies. Maybe that faggot at the
Reproduction complete. Eject humanoid replicator.
What are you gonna put me in space? Why, I'll have you know you can't.
Yuzzle boss. 1234 at 560 WQAM. What is the facts? Now, quit putting these editorial comments on there.
No.
Here's one that says, what about Linda Evans? And I wrote her down. Why not?
Right,
In
she's
the
great.
Big Valley. Huh?
You
She
bet.
was no Barbara Stanwyck.
I heard she had a
Big Valley? No, that was Barbara Stanwyck.
I see. Ew.
It said she was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And it says, George is a fag if he wouldn't do Pam Anderson. And you write back, hepatitis-infected puss bag. Now,
Yeah.
you just have this obsession against Pam Anderson.
She's a
She didn't have pus, and she wasn't infected, and she didn't have hepatitis when she was on Gay Watch, okay?
Yeah, she did.
The hell she did.
She was doing Tommy Lee.
Right. Oh, not back then. That was way after.
Yeah, there was a huge problem. There was a huge problem.
Nah,
'cause
she
he
was
kept
doing
showing
Kelly
up.
Slater back then.
Maybe him too, but nevertheless.
And she was doing Billy, what's his name? Billy Bean. Billy, that
Warlock.
kid with the black hair. Billy's Warlock. You just have an obsession against Pam Anderson. I don't care what you say.
Nasty,
She's,
disgusting,
well, let's see if
oozing.
she's got any votes yet. Is she on the poll?
It ought to be.
And this other fact is right. We got Pam Anderson's got 4 votes already. See, and I guarantee you she's going to have big ones. They may not be for real, but maybe they fell off from the infection. Catherine DeNerve is spelled with a C and not with a K. I just mentioned that in case Eric might be monitoring now in the middle of his lunch hour. Catherine DeNerve, maybe that's why she doesn't have any votes, because we misspelled her first name. It's with a C and not a K, and nobody gives a CK.
No.
How about Barbara, what is that name? Barbara what?
Billingsley? I don't know.
No, Barbara Bacht?
Barbara Bach.
Oh, Barbara Bach. What terrible handwriting. Ursula Andress and Barbara Ursula Andress?
Sure.
Yes?
Ursula Andress in her day?
Okay. This list is out of control, Carlos, ain't it?
I wish I was dead.
Ursula Andress and Barbara Bach. Well, like I said, it'll keep these people off the streets over the weekend. You got a list. Man, oh man. You talk about tapping away on it. You'll be tapping all weekend on our poll. You'll be tapping our poll till it bleeds. So we added Linda Evans, Ursula Andress, and Barbara Bach. Okay?
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay.
List of about 7. Here are the 85,000 most beautiful women actresses ever on TV and radio and movies and in between shortwave. Here's a call from Aventura. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I cannot believe that this name has not come up yet, but it must be because how she looks now.
Okay.
A very young Bridget Bardot.
Yeah, she's on there.
Oh, she is?
But I agree with you, though. It was a very late addition. We went a long way until she finally got a mention.
Oh, okay. Very good.
And it's a pretty sad commentary, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much. No, seriously, Bridget Bardot back in her day, which is what, about 100 years ago?
Right, that's why.
No, she was considered the most beautiful woman in the world back then.
Sure, but that was
She
100
was?
years ago.
What?
But that was 100 years ago, and that's why they,
In
her name
addition
came
to
up
which,
late.
her name is not spelled. You talk about, we got both names spelled wrong there. Bridget Bardot. It's B-A-R-D-O-T, I do believe, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure this one ain't right. Bardot, B-A-R-D-E-A-U. My goo. Mon Dieu. Get it right, will you please?
Bordeaux.
Bridget Bardot, B-A-R-D-O-T, okay? Look it up on the web. Get your spelling right, okay? Do some spell checking. Quit making yourself out to be some illiterate little beaner boy, okay? And you too, Eric. Get with it. You should know better. Don't you remember Bridget Bardot?
Of course I do. And God Created Woman and all these other, whatever French
There you
movies
go.
she did.
I'll tell you somebody that may get a vote or two. Better not.
What?
I was going to say Jane Fonda.
In her youth, she was very attractive. But we hate her.
Barbarella.
Right.
Was she pretty good in that movie? She was pretty hot?
Very hot.
Let's put Jane Fonda. That'll get all the right-wingers upset. Oh, he's putting all
Commie,
those commie
traitor,
pinkos
bitch,
down on
whore.
there. Yeah, right. That's right. Put her on there. 5670560, pound 560. We only have room for another 200-300 names on the list, so better make it fast. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
Great. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm one of your little crazy Cuban listeners, and I wanted to throw in a Spanish actress singer.
Yeah.
And you even have a bit for her, which maybe you could play. Thalia.
Oh, Thalia.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Have you seen her on the website?
No, I have not.
Oh, my God. You've got to watch this woman. She's incredible.
Okay.
So you think you could throw that bid on there maybe later on?
You got it, man. You
All
got
right,
it.
man.
See ya.
Thank you very much.
See you, Ming. Oh. 21 till 1 at 560 WQM, the world-famous Jim Mad Dog Mandich. After they clean up that mess at Doral, he'll be along at 1.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I'm dying over here.
Hola.
Hello.
Hola, Tommy Motola residence.
Oh, who is this, the maid?
No, this is the wife, Talia.
I'd like to speak to Tommy Matolia.
Hello, Tommy Motola residence. Gucci, gucci, gucci.
Charo?
No, Talia.
Talia. Let me talk to the devil.
Please hold.
What is it?
You got the phone.
Oh.
Phone.
Hello. Tommy Matolia. Speaking. This is Michael Jackson. You lost your job. You lost your job.
Hey, I didn't lose my job. I stepped down.
Oh, sure. However you want to paint the picture, whatever you have to tell yourself in order to save some sort of face, you do it. But you lost your job.
You know, actually, it's kind of nice to hear your voice.
What?
It's kind of nice to hear anybody's voice.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, can you hear that? That's my Mexican wife, let me tell you. It was cute for maybe 5-10 minutes a day. But if I gotta stay home with her every day, I'm gonna go crazy.
You're getting your just desserts, Tommy Matolia, the devil.
All we do is eat Mexican food. Chimichangas, burritos, tostitos. I got more gas than Exxon.
And you deserve to have the bloat.
Listen, Michael, I'll resurface somewhere. I'll start another label.
Sure you will, so you can destroy the career of other budding artists.
Are we going to Chevy's?
Yes, honey, we're going to Chevy's.
Thank you very much,
All right. Oh, jeez. If it's not Chevy's, it's Chi-Chi's. If it's not Chi-Chi's, it's what's that drive-in place?
I don't know what you're talking about. I called to berate you. And all I'm getting is dribble and chimichanga. Admit it, I was the reason you were forced to be fired.
Right, I know, because I'm very, very, very devilish.
I want to live in America. I want to live in America.
You're living in America, all right? Hey, look, Mikey, I gotta go, okay? I gotta take her over to Taco Bell.
Chevy!
Okay.
Chevy's, you want to come with us?
No, I don't want to be seen with you. You are the devil. Though at this point, I am finding myself having some sympathy for you.
All right. I gotta go there, Mikey. Let me tell you something. If I were to fart right now, half the neighborhood would go up. Goodbye.
1244 560 WQM. So what do we got? 400 names on here yet? We got Talia. Did you get Talia?
Yes.
Okay, and Jane Fonda, and Barbara Bach, and Bachman Turner Overdrive. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Pompano Beach, hello.
Yeah, hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How about Hypatia Lee and Nina Holly?
Who is the Hypatia Lee?
Yeah.
We doing porno stars now?
Excuse me?
Hypatia Lee.
Yeah.
And who was the second
Nina
one?
Motley.
Okay, what did he say? I couldn't hear it.
We're really putting that down?
What's wrong with Hypatia Lee?
Nothing, I guess. Porno star.
Yeah. We put Linda Lovelace on there. Is she like a regular actress?
No. Neither one of them are like all that great.
Okay. Cross out Hypatia Lee and put Brenda Lee. 5670560. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Maybe that's where we slip in Pinky Lee. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, hi Neil. You have a great show.
Thank you.
How about Winona Ryder?
Who?
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder. Oh,
yeah, maybe she might steal a pole.
Okay.
Okay, bye Neil.
Thanks. Woo! What do you think? You want to put Winona on there?
No.
No, I don't either. Skanky. 5670560. How is Sheridan doing? Certainly hope she's got more than one. Oh, she's got a pair. Sheridan's got a beautiful pair. Mackenzie Westmore, that plays Sheridan on Passions, has got 2 votes now. She's right up there with the Gene Tierney and Jackie's Johnson. How do you like that? Jackie Johnson's only got 2 votes?
Huh.
That is amazing.
Maybe a lot of these people don't watch the Channel 7 news.
Good. Good for them. Because on the sports nerd shows, that's all they talk about is Jackie Johnson this and Jackie Johnson and beep.
Hey, if that's all they ever talked about, I might actually listen.
Oh. Maybe starting Monday. Maybe Jackie Johnson is the new piece in the puzzle we need on the morning show. To replace... Here's Sunrise. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil. I have 2 names. I'll make sure I get these on before you fill up your list. One for each age group here. How about Natalie Wood?
Yeah.
And George can probably relate to Terry Hatcher.
I'd like to relate to Terry Hatcher.
There we go.
Okay, thanks.
Back around the Tango Cash era.
What?
I have no idea. Natalie Wood, and who was the other one?
Terry Hatcher.
I have a feeling I'm losing contact with reality or something like that. I could be wrong. Could just be my imagination. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Who the hell's Terry Hatcher?
She was on the other Superman series.
The one with Dean Cain?
She was the Lois of Lois and Clark.
I see. I don't remember that series very well. I was never all that excited about that. Especially when I saw him without the makeup on. Oh, God. He made James Woods look like an old smoothie. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hi. Long-time
sir.
fan. One name I haven't heard today anyway was Jacqueline Smith.
Yeah, we got her.
Oh, did you? Yeah, she's really. I think she's beautiful. I mean,
Late edition, but she's on there.
Also, shameless request.
Yes, sir.
There is a bit I heard a long time ago about Dila Vita Dexa Medi Fast Trim Mix type of thing.
Dila Jenny Ultra Nutris Fast Slim Watches?
That one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is it in here, George?
It's ACN Classic Gold. I got it.
Yeah,
okay,
great.
George got it. Okay, thanks.
You have a great show. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye. You're going to play it?
Sure.
Excellent. Coming out of the break would be really good. So there you go. George has got it. Now you're going to have to look it up in the thing, though, aren't you?
And I will.
During the break, George is going to look it up in this thing, just to show that we're a couple of good guys, and then we got Carlos, too, just to prove nothing's perfect. Now, he's working his little ass off today with 65,000 names. You got them all now?
Most of them.
Got Natalie Wood, Terry Hatcher, you got Talia?
We got Talia.
You got Talia, and I got diarrhea, etc. Okay, now, come out of the break, don't forget, because you have this bad habit.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Friday, you bastards.
Hey, you with the fork. When you run, do your corduroy pants catch fire? When you walk backwards, do you go beep, beep, beep? If so, then you need our revolutionary weight loss system. Introducing Dila Jenny Ultra NutriFast Slim Watchers, the only diet program that uses the amazing new concept of eating less.
I never would have thought of it, but Dila Jenny Ultra NutriFast Slim Watchers showed me that if I place less food in my mouth, I lose weight. Look at me now.
But that's only the beginning, because Dila Jenny Ultra NutriFast Slim Watchers will also introduce you to the radical new process called moving around more.
I always thought the best way to lose weight was to just sit still. But these people showed me it was better to move around more. Look at me now.
And if you sign up now during this special unlimited time offer, you'll be evaluated by our untrained professionals who wear real white coats and act like they care.
Boy, were their coats white. Look at me now.
Yes, Dila Jenny Ultra NutriFast Slim Watchers, the program that's better than all the rest. Because it is all the rest.
12:53 at 560 WQM. That was interesting, you know?
What?
That bit.
Yeah. Old?
Yeah.
Funny?
I just dropped my list on the floor, okay, so I just hit my head on the mic. I'm awake. No, just a little bit, just a little tap, nothing exciting. So anyway, we got 8 million votes on there, over 500 votes, and Grace Kelly is winning hands down your pants. Who is or was the most beautiful actress on TV or in the movies? Grace Kelly, 77. Halle Berry, 35. Not even a run for her money, you notice? Mm-hmm. Marilyn Monroe, 33. Raquel Welch, 28. Sophia Loren, 28. Liz Taylor, 23. Catherine Zeta-Jones, 21. I find that appalling. Denise Richards, 19. Bo Derek, 18. Elizabeth Hurley, 16. Jordana Brewster, 14. Oh! Now they're catching on. So I noticed we got the spelling right on Brigitte Bardot, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
At least on the Bardot part.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Catherine Deneuve. We got her first name with a C instead of a K. You know what?
Who cares?
She still don't have any votes.
Oh.
Here's a call from Bonita Springs. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You rock. One name
Yes,
I
I do.
can't believe I actually found a name that isn't on the list. Heather Graham.
Heather Graham.
She is hot as hell. Natural, bombshell blonde.
Who the hell is she?
She was in
She
Boogie
was in a
Nights.
couple crappy movies. Boogie Nights.
It was not a crappy movie.
She's hot.
George said that was a great movie. George was jealous. He liked that big package.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
She's a hell of a looker. By the way, I know you can't say it, but I can still say Condoleezza's a bitch.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. I can say that. I can say Condoleezza's a bitch. I just did. Heather Graham. Her name has come up before, hasn't it? Popped up before?
Yeah, all the time.
Boogie Nights. You always tell me how to see that.
You should.
Even though it was a stunt
She was in
penis.
Austin Powers. It's good. That's right. Which one? The second one or the
I'm not
third?
sure.
Second one.
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah. Now who did she play? Mini-Me?
The other secret agent lady or something.
Whatever you say. They all, to me, they're all pretty much the same. Don't get me wrong.
I know,
They're
I understand.
okay,
They
but
all look the same to you.
pretty much the same. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Neil,
I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about those movies. Yes, sir.
young Dolly Parton, and one for Mad Dog. He always pops a splinter over her is Greta Van Susteren.
Come on. It's got to be a joke.
He takes the cake for the two worst choices if it's not.
Mm-hmm. No, don't put that crap on there.
We're not.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Greta Van Susteren, man. I guess if you're putting down women who look like men.
Right.
Or women with the nicest mustache. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She is nasty. She is grotesque looking. But it goes to show those sports nerds out there, they just goose step right along. You catch my drift?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, is that me, Neil?
Yes, sir. Sounds like you.
Oh, great. I have an addition for the list, but I'm a gringo. Can I nominate a Latin woman?
Well, I don't know of no law against it.
Yet.
Okay. Sofia Vergara.
Sofia Vergara.
She's not an actress. She's
She's
never
had
made
her
a
own
mo-
TV show. She's been in a few movies.
She has?
Yeah.
Could you send me a list?
Yeah, she was
So I
in a
can-
movie called The Big Something. I forgot the name.
Well, then I definitely need to see that. We have posters of her all over the studio.
You know, oh, you do?
Yeah, I love her, but
I
I
met
didn't think she qualified because.
Well, she qualified. She's on there right now. Quit talking yourself out of it, man.
I would never.
Why? She had her own travel show every Wednesday night. That's how I learned to speak Spanish.
We worked with actress.
Oh, no, she was in a movie, though. A gringo movie in the past
News
year.
to me. Let's have
We're
it.
putting it down, sir. Thank you. Why are you being such a prick to this guy? She's on the list, Carlos. Sofia Vergara. You tell me how great she is, and then you're trying to talk this guy out of it.
Disqualified other people based on that criteria.
She's in movies.
She's in movies, man.
All right.
She's in movies. If J-Lo can be on there, then Sofia Vergara can be on there, okay?
By
Who
all
I'm sure
means.
has a much lovelier and more supple ass.
Face.
There you go. And, well, face goes without saying. See, how can
Yeah.
J-Lo be? Isn't that ridiculous? We put it on there just
Yeah.
to humor that guy. That was in the beginning of the show. She was one of the first, half a dozen selections.
Right. She's got 9 votes.
She does?
Yeah.
Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, Uncle Neil, how you doing?
All right.
Hey, I got a quick addition to the list. I didn't hear you say her, but how about Raquel Welch?
Did we leave her off? We couldn't have left her off.
She's number
No,
4.
she's on there. Yeah, she's in
She's
fact,
on
she's
there?
fourth on the list. She's got 28 votes. She's number 4 in the running.
Oh yeah, she caused me to lose a lot of protein as a young boy. I'll tell you.
Guaranteed. Okay, thank you.
Hey,
He lost a lot of protein.
Squirt.
As a young boy last week. Yeah, she's number 4 on the list. I think that's enough, don't you, Carlos?
No.
He says, why didn't you say that an hour and a half ago, you asshole, you schmuck, you moron? Is that what you're really thinking? That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and say it. So Doreen and Moe are going 10 rounds on Monday for charity. Don't you think we could raise a lot of money for that?
Definitely.
She hates you, Mo. She despises you. She can't stand the ground that your bag spills onto. How do you like that? He made the clean sweep. And you know something? It's still 5 or 6 days before his 1-year anniversary that Barry Jackass was all whipped up to a frenzy about, writing about it. I get 27 years on a year. Barry Jackson, that don't count, see, because I don't do a sports show. I don't do that invigorating, intoxicating sports talk. But here's a guy that's been on the air nearly a year, has now, at the end of a week less than a year, pissed off everybody in the building, hates him like poison. And Barry Jackass is writing a mouthpiece article for Greg, your good buddy Greg. Grace Kelly, 79, Halle Berry, 36, Marilyn Monroe, 33, Raquel Welch, 28, Sophia Loren, 28, Greta Van Susteren, none.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
What's next? Dead babies?
Yeah!